odd sensory impingement. A Jungian synchronicity, if you will.
What happened there? I thought I was a goner for sure in there.
Hello, I am Aiden.
And I'm Josh. Welcome to Undead Ramblings, where we talk all things Call of Duty Zombies, amongst other games, movies, and other media.
This is 23 of our podcast. Last episode we kicked off our discussion on the Black Ops 2 Zombie season with Nuketown Zombies, so feel free to go check out that video as well as any other previous episodes. There's a playlist on the channel. And thank you to everyone who has watched and supported the podcast so far and supported the channel. If you haven't already done so, please like, share, and subscribe, as well as ring the bell. Josh is currently at 8.87 thousand subscribers, so he is very, very close to 9,000. So please go show him some love, give him a sub, and check out all of the content available on the channel. Speaking of the channel, Josh, any updates?
Not particularly, no, not this week. Same old, same old. I'd recycled the same thing that I said last time, but they're probably sick of hearing it every time you tune in, so I'll leave that by the wayside this time.
The soundtrack will come, trademark.
Yeah, trademark. I mean, can you blame me? Just look at Paradox Junction.
I know. There's just no motivation to kind of talk about Call of Duty Zombies or, like, soundtracks. Well, I mean, soundtrack stuff is fine, but it's just... current modern Zombies is just really sapping out any joy of the mode, isn't it?
It really is. Like, I'm struggling to even convince myself that it's worth uploading the soundtrack when it comes out. Like, should I even bother? I'm hoping it's a short one.
Well, if it's anything like the other two.
That's true, yeah. What do you mean? The other two that I still haven't finished?
Didn't want to say anything.
We'll get there eventually. It's like you say, I've just being, like, real talk for the moment, I have really fallen off the wagon with modern zombies on this channel for soundtrack content. I have just not been as invested as I used to be.
Yeah, I think...
And it's been really hard trying to force myself to try and upload these consistently. Because I'm just not interested, to be totally honest with you.
That's fair. I mean, if your kind of feelings over the Reckoning ending were anything to go by, that was really a precursor to how you were going to feel about the rest of the kind of modern zombies at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, though, I do still intend to continue doing it. I'm just giving a reason as to why I haven't been as consistent as I used to be. With especially with, like, the likes of Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. That, and we also, we didn't have the podcast at the time as well, so there's a bit more work on the channel these days. So, But, like I said, we'll get round to it.
Eventually, trademark.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing, a huge thank you goes out to Trico and Oscar for helping us get footage for not only both sides of the Easter egg on this map that we're about to talk to, but for all of the Victor's maps. And basically any of the 4-player maps, Easter egg maps that we need help on. Those two have been absolute heroes in helping us get the footage, and have been an absolute blast to play with, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even behind the scenes, we've been going on and just playing it with them, haven't we? Doing, like, World at War recently, which was really a blast. Honestly, it's been great. I've
Yeah.
really enjoyed going back through and doing all these 4-player Easter eggs with them. It's honestly been a blast.
It's fun to finally have like competent teammates to do 4-player Easter eggs with.
Exactly, yeah. I totally agree.
Well,
It's just such a... I was just going to say, it's such a strange feeling as well, going back and playing all these, like, really old maps this way, like,
Yeah.
4-player, after we played them 2-player for so long.
I know. It's kind of like, I don't know, it feels like, because it's one thing playing with randoms, like 4-player with randoms, but it's another thing playing with actual kind of, like, friends, and just, like, even if we're not doing great in the map, it's just been fun to have an absolute laugh with them, and it's
absolutely.
definitely a whole new kind of experience.
Yeah, I also think it's really interesting how it gives you a different perspective on the map as well. Like, Shangri-La, I would never have given it as much praise as I did for the 2-player experience. But playing it 4-player was seriously made me appreciate Shangri-La in a way I haven't in years.
Yeah, absolutely, totally agree with you on that one. So, you'll probably be seeing Trico and Oscar on the footage, like, as we mess around, and again, just a huge thank you to the pair of them. You're heroes.
Absolutely.
So, in this episode of Undead Ramblings, we dive into the main on-disc experience for Black Ops 2 Zombies with what some consider to be the worst zombies map in history, TranZit.
Right. Well, this was before Paradox Junction has come out, so this may yet change.
Yeah. I realise like bad maps have come out since, but I mean, TranZit's like the OG bad map.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, this was. Oh, go on.
No, you finish up.
I was gonna go into details, so I'll hold off.
No worries. Well, topics for that we'll cover for this episode will be the development and map setting, our initial thoughts on the map, mechanics and gameplay, Easter eggs, survival maps, game modes, music, and then anything else. So we've got a lot to get through in this episode.
Absolutely, the document's pretty full on this one, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've got like 4 pages of document here. Just to kind of preface this a bit, we're not going to cover any of the kind of major gameplay changes between Black Ops 1 and 2, being as we covered quite a bit of that in the last episode. So we won't be mentioning things about Double Tap 2.0 or the ranking system. So if you're interested in our thoughts on that, then go check out the Nuketown episode. So, you still there, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you're very quiet.
I try not to cut in when words. When I'm following up on what you say, I try not to cut in because I noticed I did that quite a lot in the earlier episodes where I'd interject at the end.
Right.
So I'm trying to just stay quiet.
Yeah, no worries.
And let you just go through it.
No problem. Just to kind of remind everyone, Josh and I aren't kind of like face calling on this, so we have no idea kind of like when each of us are talking other than the voice.
Yeah. The old-fashioned way.
So, diving into our first topic, development and map settings. So, just like Nuketown Zombies, TranZit was released on the 13th of November 2012, along with the rest of Black Ops 2. TranZit would be part of a wider map called Green Run and would be released with 3 survival maps, Bus Depot, Farm and Town, as well as a new game mode called Grief and later Turned, which would take place in Diner. We'll go over that those aspects of the map a little bit later. I think it's no surprise that TranZit would very quickly become a polarizing map, which is a bit of a choice word among the community.
Yeah.
with some building what would become very fond memories, while most who expected something off the back of the widely popular map Moon, dubbing it TranZit. Since TranZit,
Vintage.
yeah, I love the TranZit meme.
Yeah.
TranZit's since become a meme among the community, and is often the standard of what bad maps would be compared to. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. It was certainly... I'm not going to stand here in like the court of public opinion and try and make a case for TranZit. I'll be straight with you. I do not like it. Most of what people say about it, I'd say, is mostly true.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
It's earned.
But again,
I'll let you finish. I'm cutting in.
no, it's okay. It's okay. I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I'm not really going to be publicly defending this one. I don't think it's certainly earned its criticism. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's definitely earned its place at the bottom of most people's ranking list.
Yeah, and I will also say the 4-player experience did not change that for this map like it did with Shangri-La.
No, I mean we still had
didn't
fun,
save it.
But it did not prove the quality of the experience.
I'll put it in perspective. I had fun with Vanguard with friends. So if that's possible, you could play any map with friends and have fun.
That's fair. That's totally valid. Yeah, I think it's going to become quickly apparent that this episode's not going to have a lot of positives. That being said, I said the same thing about Nuketown with my feelings on that, and managed to pick out some nuggets of positivity there. So we'll see see if our final thoughts are the same as our initial thoughts. But just returning to the development, it quickly became apparent that TranZit was rushed and undercooked. Understatement of the century, that is. And since and in the years since its launch, through both interviews, data mining, and modding, it was clear that TranZit suffered from hardware limitations, development timelines, and by all things considered, an unfinished project. I think that goes without saying, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's such a shame because I think the idea behind TranZit is really solid. There is an idea of a good map there.
Yeah,
it's just the execution that is all off.
Yeah, I mean,
or at least in this unfinished build, as you say.
Yeah, I mean, I know Ashes of the Damned is like not really TranZit like remastered, but you can kind of see what TranZit should have been in that map. I think, I'm just about to talk about it here, but like last year a bunch of documents were leaked from Call of Duty games, and TranZit was intended to be a larger project than what was delivered, with a few cut features, and some of them being like the bus that was I think meant to be a bit more interactive, and I think what we have with old Tessie and Ashes of the Damned was meant to be kind of more what the bus was meant to be.
Right.
So,
in the sense that you could originally drive it yourself.
I think I can't. You might as well. I believe around here you might as well show the document, or not document, but the stuff that I sent you on Discord about the documents, but like one of on there is like stuff like the bus was meant to have like a turret on it that you could like move around and fire around. You were meant to refuel it at a gas station, and there's loads of things that were cut from TranZit. Like there was meant to be a hunger mechanic apparently.
Honestly, that one, I don't think I mind getting the boot.
Yeah.
The thought of trying to manage food in the middle of a zombies game just doesn't sound quite right.
Yeah, I know, I know. I think kind of like you can see where like some of these cut content would then be later developed for other things. So like, as I said, Old Tessie, that turret that was meant to be on the bus, you can fire a turret on Old Tessie. And even the food, like where the food was cut, you saw that kind of return in a way in that mode for Outbreak.
Oh, yes, that little side mode where you pick up, like, bananas and all that sort of thing.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
it's interesting to see, like, things that have gone on the cut and move floor kind of making a return. We'll discuss some of the other cut features later on, but around kind of the 13-minute mark of this video, you'll probably see, like, there'll be that document if you want to... Not document, I say. There's screenshots from the wiki, so feel free to have a read of that in your own time.
Absolutely, and I'll also just add, as you said, it's on the wiki as well if you want to find it yourself, since we can't post links at the minute.
Yeah.
So if you want to have a proper comprehensive read, you can find it on there.
Yeah, go for it. Let's move on to the actual map setting. There's loads of development stuff around TranZit. There's various interviews and things like that around it. But I think the kind of main gist of it is that TranZit was unfinished and suffered a lot from being too big for what it was capable of.
Yeah. Like, do you think it's fair to compare it to the likes of Moon when it's unfinished?
I think because people were expecting something of the grandeur of Moon. Like, Moon was, by all intents and purposes, the perfect finale of any zombie season. And to come off something that was so perfect as Moon, when you had characters that were iconic as Ultimus and Samantha, and then to start off with a whole new crew, which we'll get onto in a minute, to start off with a map that was undercooked as much as it was, with enemies that were horrendous in it, with weapons that weren't all that great as well. I think it kind of quickly became apparent that like TranZit was like is a real letdown, to be honest. Especially especially with the hindsight later on when you got maps like Mob of the Dead, Buried, and Origins that kind of you can compare it to, and you're like, where was this quality in at the start?
Yeah, it's a strange habit that I find that Treyarch constantly seems to fall into, that they like to experiment quite a lot with their maps. And they end up running out of time.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4. So I hope it's something that they'll work on in the future. Well, I'm saying that, but they haven't had it so much recently.
Yeah, I was just about
so maybe
to
they have.
I was just about to kind of cut in there, really, and say, like, I kind of miss, though, when Treyarch experimented and tried new things. Like, it's, like... Black Ops 7, for all intents and purposes, plays just like Black Ops 6, which in turn just plays like a better Cold War. So it's I miss when maps had a bit of experimentation and variety in them.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Right, still under our first topic. Let's just kind of carry on with the map setting. So, TranZit at the time was the largest map to date, but would later be surpassed by the likes of Terminus and Ashes of the Damned. Apparently, using the old Nacta and Toten scale measurement, there's you could fit 150 Nacta and Totens into TranZit.
100?
150.
Christ.
Yep.
It's certainly, well, I mean, there is an argument here for how much of it is technically playable space.
True.
But it's like, So, like, this is definitely a case for when it comes to maps, size isn't everything.
Yeah, exactly. It was very much quantity over quality here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just kind of like off topic. Well, I say it's off topic, similar topic, side topic. Here, where do you remember where the old Nectar and Totem scale measurement came from? Like that was such a meme back in the day.
I have no idea. I actually don't think I've heard of it.
No,
I think this is the first time.
Was it like Mr. T.E.D.D or something? Someone who kind of coined that. I cannot remember.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I never really watched him. I wouldn't know.
That's fair enough. But yeah. So TranZit takes place 10 years after the events of Moon, where the rockets launched by Ultimus in an effort to thwart Richtofen destroyed much of the Earth. TranZit set in the post-apocalypse wasteland of Washington State, with thick fog covering most of the map, with horrors lurking within. There's 5...
That's a word for it.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, horrors is probably the right word.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just not in the way you think it is. TranZit has 5 major locations: bus depot, diner, farm, power station, and town, as well as a few off-route areas such as Nectar and Totem making an Easter egg appearance, and the pylon, as well as things like the tunnel and the shack as well. As always, Josh, I'll hand it over to you for the timeline excerpt. I've actually remembered to put in the date this time.
Thank you. Alright, so October 21st, 2035, original timeline. Stuhlinger and Russman run into Marlton and Abigail Misty Briarton. Is she the only character we've had with a middle name? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
think it's a nickname, to be honest.
Right, makes sense. No, but then again, I suppose Weasel counts.
Yeah.
They call him, like... I don't know, I suppose it doesn't... Possibly. Anyway, getting distracted. So, at the diner near the Hanford site facility, Maxis asks him to complete the polarization device in his favour. Stuhlinger, having consumed zombie meat, is contacted by Richtofen, who orders Stuhlinger to construct the device for him instead. The crew constructs the device for Maxis. The 4 would become known as Victus. So there we go.
So, we've spoken quite a bit already. I really should put just our initial thoughts on the map, like, at the top of the discussion. But let's go over our initial thoughts on the map. And I'll let you kick off here.
Alright, so... Again, much like Nuketown for this one, I did quite enjoy TranZit at launch. I feel like a lot of people did. It didn't really... It took quite a period of time after the honeymoon phase for the depressing reality to set in about TranZit.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to make it clear here. If you do like TranZit, I'm happy for you. I really do. I really am, rather. Like, I wish there was something about this map I could say I like.
In a world of mods, it's got to be someone's favourite map.
Yeah, exactly. So if this was your first Zombies map, more power to you. You're ready for the likes of the Archon and other lazy maps later down the line. No, I'm only joking. But no, in all honesty, I did really enjoy it the first couple times I played it, but once reality set in, I was a bit like, oh, maybe not. It certainly does a few things that I'm not keen on, and I'm sure that's true for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. It's a map that's always fun with friends. I'll give it that. You can, even though like there's features in there that are really obnoxiously designed, there's still stuff to like in it, I think. And like riding the bus around with friends is definitely a memorable experience that I have of playing it. Which is like, I think as much as I want to give it more crap because it's TranZit and it's funny to give it crap. I'm so primitive, aren't I?
Bad is bad.
It's like, as much as I give it crap, there's maps in modern Zombies that I've had less fun with and have no memories of playing with friends. But I do with TranZit. So I've got to give it that,
Yeah.
at the very least. What about you?
So I think TranZit for me was probably and Nuketown were probably like the first time in my Zombies career that I was there from launch. So, because obviously, as I've said before, when I first started playing Zombies properly, and I got Black Ops 1, Call of the Dead was literally just about to come out, so I came to the scene quite late. So this was, for me, was the first time I'd actually kind of been there since launch, and I was hyped after Moon. Moon was like got me addicted to Zombies, really. So to see the trailer for this map, which we'll speak about a bit later, and then kind of be there at launch, was so exciting for me, and I really enjoyed like my initial playthroughs of TranZit, even solo. It was just fun to kind of like be like, oh, I'm in like a dead world, basically. Like, what is this nightmare? And then kind of like playing the Easter eggs. And again, this was another one of those Easter eggs where I was the tag along rather than doing the main kind of stuff. So like to play the Easter egg and kind of get a rough idea of what was happening and such. It was fun, and I gotta give TranZit credit where credit's due. It is fun. Or it was fun. To be fair, no. I think when we played it through with Oscar and Trico, and looking back on it, TranZit I still had more fun on TranZit, even recently, compared to our experience trying to do the Ashes of the Damned Easter egg.
Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it.
What?
That it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't deny
I'll definitely say TranZit as a map was more enjoyable than doing Ash's Easter egg at the very least. I won't say it's better than the map.
No. I'll
say Ash's is definitely a far better map than TranZit.
But TranZit has never left me feeling shit after playing it, whereas Ashes and like looking back, like certain Exo Zombies maps, I can name quite a handful of maps that just make me feel shit like after playing them. TranZit has never been one of those maps, and so
true.
While mechanically it's extremely flawed, I gotta hand it to TranZit is that I've never had a miserable time playing it. It's not my first game or first map that I pick up, but it's certainly not the one that I find most miserable.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I think this might be the flip side of Nuketown, really, in a way, because where you went into Nuketown feeling really negative, I feel like I might be converted by the end of this, but we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I'm trying to give it more credit.
Yeah.
But I just can't help myself but slap jokes on it every time I get the chance.
Look, as I said in our kind of development, like TranZit is a meme, and I gotta appreciate it for what it is. It is such a meme. It's kind of like,
I do think that there's very few people out there that I think truly hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it is, especially for me, like it's like you say, it's not a map I'll pick up, but I do love just taking the mick out of it because it's funny.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of those things that the community agrees on, that it's not the best map.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not the worst, like people say it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's been worse maps since, I would say.
Absolutely. When do you think... So a lot of people kind of probably like us have very fond memories of TranZit and have kind of since realised that, like, and thought it was probably a good map when it first launched, but since kind of realised there's a lot of flaws with it. When do you think people kind of realised that TranZit was a lot more flawed than they thought it was?
I'd imagine it was probably kind of after the honeymoon phase ended with it, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too long after launch, from what I remember, that people were like, "Oh, this aspect is annoying. Why is this so tedious? Why is this so long-winded?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's a replay value problem. I think a lot of TranZit's features. There is so much time spent doing anything in the map.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is a massive time sink. Waiting for the bus, getting parts, going through the fog, dealing with the denizens. You know what I mean? It's all a massive time sink, and it's just not enjoyable.
Yeah.
Once you've done all that, though. Oh, go on.
Oh no! I agree. I think like I was just gonna say like I think that's kind of TranZit's biggest problem. Like I can forgive the fog, but I can't forgive like how long it takes to get set up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think once you pass that hurdle and you've set up, aside from Pack-a-Punch, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to that point that the setup is the worst part.
Yeah.
By a country mile.
Yeah, absolutely.
But once you get past that hurdle, you can have a lot of fun with it.
Absolutely. And I think, which would you say is most people's kind of first map? Kino, Jotun, or TranZit?
I know that there's a lot of people that really liked Black Ops 2 Zombies. So I'm probably going to say probably TranZit.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a huge influx of new players. I do think Kino is the better map.
Yeah.
But I would say a lot of people seem to be really nostalgic for TranZit in a way that I don't see as much in Black Ops 1 and that. So I'm assuming that was where a lot of new people jumped on.
Yeah.
And
would you say like zombies kind of became mainstream from Black Ops 2?
I would. Yeah. The amount of popularity it got in Black Ops 2 compared to previous iterations was crazy.
Yeah, like World at War was definitely niche. It's just a niche little game mode that kind of people played. But then Call of Duty was still kind of relatively niche and didn't kind of become mainstream until Modern Warfare 2. But when Black Ops 1 came out after Modern Warfare 2, I'm talking about the original Modern Warfare 2, when Black Ops 1 came out, zombies still occupied that kind of relatively niche space. It was a bit more kind of well known then, but like I think with TranZit, it kind of and where Call of Duty was like this juggernaut at this point, after like Modern Warfare 3, and then we had Black Ops 2 come out, which in of itself was like one of the most popular games of all time at that point. You suddenly had this huge amount of players like coming in, and zombies entered that kind of mainstream space.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, there's definitely an influx of players at that point.
Yeah,
and it's so crazy to think back on how people like. There are people who, like I say, genuinely feel not burned by TranZit, but I suppose if you haven't experienced what came before, you know what I mean? It's understandable if it's your first experience. You're not going to have those comparisons.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
When I see like memes of zombies online, and I'm not talking about the kind of niche like memes that you might know about, like I don't know, the Zetsubo Noshima kind of Shrek meme or whatever, but like in the kind of general kind of like casual memes of zombies, I see people either talking about and using music from like 115 and Kino, or talking about the bus on riding around the bus on TranZit and messing with their friends. Those are the two maps that I see the being spoken about the most in the kind of casual sphere.
Yeah, like I say, I get it. I do get it. I have a lot of memories of just riding around on the bus and just having a blast, even though the map itself still wasn't the best.
Yeah,
but just there's definitely enjoyment to be had in it. And I think that's an important takeaway.
Yeah, exactly.
For this one,
exactly. Like TranZit's very much as I've said this 100 times now, like a flawed map, but God, it wasn't it just fun sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I will say what wasn't fun though is those Easter eggs, but we'll get to those in due course.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get the ball continue to rolling because we've got quite a lot to cover in our next topic here, mechanics and gameplay. So let's talk about the new crew in the form of Victors, made up of Samuel Stuhlinger, Martin Johnson, Abigail Misty Brighton, and Russman. What's your take on the new crew, Josh?
I think I'd be lying if I said that I was the only one who thought, "Where's our old crew at?"
No.
Not very far into this.
You were not the only one.
There certainly were something. I'll say that. I think as time's gone on, obviously this is a TranZit video, but as time's gone on, I think they got better. But I think they were really quite rough in TranZit.
Yeah.
They just felt like they were trying to capitalize on the same sort of, foundational idea that the original crew were based on, which is stereotypes. But it just, I don't know, this one just did not click for me.
Yeah, I mean...
I didn't... Oh, go on.
Sorry, I'll let you finish there.
Oh, it's alright. I was just going to say that they didn't really click for me. Like, none of them in particular. I used to think that Malton in particular got a unjustified amount of hate compared to the others. He never bothered me that much.
Yeah.
But I can understand why his voice might get on people's nerves.
Yeah.
Everyone I used to play with back in the day hated Malton. He was the worst. Everyone absolutely couldn't stand him. But I was always like, it doesn't bother me that much, to be honest.
That's fair.
What about you?
So just to kind of touch on a couple of things that you mentioned there. Fun fact, Malton, his voice actor, voiced Robin in the original Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Just to kind of touch, you mentioned about like that they were trying to capture the stereotypes. Just want to kind of talk about that real quick before I tell you what I think of the crew. So Samuel Stuhlinger is... his stereotype is a conspiracy theorist, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Which kind of makes sense, kind of going on, like, his backstory where he kind of eats zombie meat, basically, and becomes part of a cult.
Make of that what you will.
Yep. Martin Johnson is portrayed as a nerd, like a complete computer geek kind of nerd. Like whenever he gets a gun from the box, he'll go over so many stupid little facts about like the gun.
I don't know why they decided to do that. That was I know it fits his stereotype, but I'm like, why does he know about guns?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As if like Malton has ever fired a gun before 2035. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Misty is portrayed as a stereotypical redneck. Not really much else to kind of go on with her character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not quite sure on what Russman's stereotype is.
Well, I guess I'll go by his model name instead of anything anyone's actually said about him. Just old man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that tracks. Like he's a forgetful old man, grumpy old man, and I think I appreciate that the Victors crew were meant to be a ragtag team of survivors. I get that kind of vibe that they were trying to go for, but I must admit I found Rick Toffin as the announcer more entertaining than these guys at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. It's no wonder that they have such a short journey in this game, because they were not well liked at all, and I don't feel like I say, I feel like Tag to Toten much later on makes them better.
Yeah.
But the 3 Victors maps on offer here do not.
Yeah, they were very, very one-dimensional in the three TranZit maps to to call them what they were back then. The three victors.
Absolutely.
Maps. And I don't know, they never really got any character development over time, did they?
Not particularly. Like, even in Tag, they were kind of like... It was nice to see them again in a way that was kind of nostalgic, but it was also like... Again, they almost still filled the same role, pretty much. Mm. I feel like they have a bit more, like... Buried, I think, tries with, like, Russman forgetting stuff and all that. Mm-hmm. But... And the Broken Arrow stuff. But Russman's the only one in the crew that has any depth, really. Malton kind of does with the Nuketown bunker. Mm. But the others, like... Who gives a toss about what happened to Samuel before the missiles dropped on Misty even? You know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah. I think...
They feel like they're just kind of thrown in there.
Yeah, I think the stuff that came out post-Victor's match kind of tried to give them a bit more character development, especially the comics.
The comics for sure.
Yeah, and that definitely kind of worked in their favour a bit, but... These guys have definitely been the kind of black sheep of the crews that we get in the Ether Saga.
It's funny that you say that because, like, again, in modern day, I think that's changed quite a bit. I feel like I've seen a lot of people saying, I wish instead of, like, having Requiem in Black Ops 7, we just had these guys again. Mm-hmm. Dark Ether Victors.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've said that, like, why are we bringing back the original four, like, I know they're not Ultimus, but, like, for lack of better word, why are we bringing back, like, Dempsey, Takeo, Richtofen, and Nikolai when they died at the end of, spoilers, at the end of the Ether Saga, but there is every reason for the Victor's crew to actually be in the Dark Ether.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's likely that they'd be alive at this point, but even still, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Just for like a bit of fun trivia as well, I'll just go over what the rest of the in-game model names were for them. So, apparently Strulinger is a reporter. I had no idea.
Lamau.
Could have fooled me. Malton is apparently an engineer.
Okay.
I don't know if I believe that either.
Depends on your engineer.
Because can you imagine Malton getting his hands dirty doing anything?
I mean, depends on what kind of engineer. If he's a computer engineer, then...
I suppose, yeah. I suppose. Mm-hmm. And Misty is obviously just farm girl. Literally as flat as that, just farm girl.
Not as flat. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think Misty was the favourite because, you know, tits.
Well, this brings up the point that I've been wanting to talk about all video, which is my first experience playing Misty on the bus on TranZit.
Oh, no.
Where Sam just approached me and started looking down. I wonder why he might be doing that.
Oh, my God. I remember
there is no way someone in the studio didn't have their hands down their pants during modelling Misty.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no chance.
Yeah, they did not need to... I mean, two things.
It's the only time in Zombies they've ever done that.
It's because she's got a cleavage.
And it's so weird. No, I know, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they've never done that before. They've never quite been like that in the past.
Well,
it came out of nowhere.
To be fair, like, apart from like the only other like female character model we've had since before Misty was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
They wouldn't have dared do it to a celebrity. No chance. They would never have gotten her back. Not that they've used her since anyway, but still.
God, the amount of... You dare not go into, like, theatre mode, like, into the theatre... Black Ops 2, because like all the screenshots were just like of Misty's chest, and or her backside. It's just like come on, guys. You are not giving Call of Duty players a good name. Like, you're not ruining the Call of Duty players' like name here at all. And
I know, it's like, oh.
what's even funny? Oh, I say funny, but what's more is like in TE.D.D, everyone was complaining that like they covered the her cleavage up. I was like, guys, come on.
As I like to call her in TE.D., Abigail Modesty Brighton.
Yeah, I know. Just Jesus Christ, why are like Call of Duty players so thirsty?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, and then we got, what was it, Park in Cold War that everyone was after, and it's like, oh my god. Okay.
Now, you listen here. We will not hear a bad thing about Park, okay? Park is a fine woman.
What was the other one? Port Nova. That was another one that people kept using, like, the skins for.
Oh, I don't remember that one. But no, we are Park and Grey stands here, so
true.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from our video game waifus, let's talk about the players about the primary transport of the map, the bus. Driven by
not Airbus.
No, not
the
a
bus.
The bus. Probably the most one of the most famous buses in media. Driven by none other than T.E.D., voiced by Nolan North.
It's crazy to think. Like, it's been so long since TranZit came out. Like, I was just thinking about like how long this bus has been like iconic in the franchise, and it's it's crazy to think that it's from 2012. Christ.
Yep.
And it doesn't even get a mention in Ashes.
I know. I know.
Wow.
nice
Ted doesn't even mention it.
I know. It was nice to see it in that Black Ops 4 map at the museum, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, my God, the bus is so glitchy.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely felt like it looked.
It did. Like, this... Like, I remember reading quite a while ago about how... is it Radiant? The engine that Call of Duty uses? Or used?
Ooh,
I believe it was. Sure, it's called Radiant. Yeah, it couldn't handle vehicles very well, and it shows in Black Ops 2. It really showed in Black Ops 2. Like, with stuff like that, I've had issues with the gondola in Mob of the Dead, where if you lagged for even a second, you'd fall straight through. Dead.
Yeah.
Gone. The tank with the death barriers on it. The tank in general was really glitchy in Origins. Again, we'll get to those eventually, but vehicles never flowed very well in these earlier games. Thankfully, it's something that they've fixed in recent years, but the bus is a complete jank fest. Trying to run behind it and grab onto the ladder. Just don't even bother, because you'll just hit it, you fidget up it slightly, and then drop again like a rock and fall back off.
And how jittery you'd be if you went prone or something.
Yes, exactly. Like, I used to hate trying to rebuild the windows, because sometimes you'd hold X and it just wouldn't work. Nothing would happen.
Yeah. But, I mean, TranZit's the first map to introduce vehicles to the zombies mode, so got to give it some credit there. And
yeah, sure.
I think most people's fondest memories are on this bus, and T.E.D. by far and wide is one of the most beloved characters in the franchise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's definitely become iconic, despite only featuring 3 times. I believe it's 3 times.
As of Ashes,
he's in. Yeah, because I was gonna say he's in Alpha Omega as well, isn't he? Yeah, he's certainly quite the character. Spouting off facts and stuff as you drive past things.
And if you kind of melee him or shoot him, he'll get more and more angry, and he's almost sentient, isn't he?
Almost, yeah. I don't know if it's ever really explored, but it's It's certainly not someone I'd trust to take my bus down into town.
Oh, no.
I'll say that.
Oh, no. What's your favourite TED quote?
Probably when the bridge collapses.
Oh, it's like, oh no, we're going down. Oh, never mind, we're okay.
And then after that traumatic experience, he decides, let's just do the lap again. And again, and again. And it's like, you do know that's going to go eventually, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Love him.
No, we love Ted. We stand Ted on this podcast.
Yep. Ted is the goat.
Yeah.
My favourite quote is the classic, door privileges have been fucking revoked.
I love how he like shifts you to the right side of the bus and kicks you out the door if you're in front of it.
Yeah, he's perfect. Yep. He honestly.
I know we're not talking about grief yet, but this is technically an illegitimate like grief tactic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's perfect. I love it.
I mean, speaking of kind of griefing, like the amount of times on like randoms, or even with friends, to be honest, that where your friends would troll you by kind of like opening and closing the door, or like bus doors, or making the bus go before like you even got on it.
Yeah. you just go on and stand on it, and it moves faster. So you're just like, okay. They've gone in there. Quick, get on the bus and just wait for it to go. I've done that to randoms before when they got on my nerves.
Oh.
I'm not perfect. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I think if I could change one thing about the bus, and I've said this to you out of podcast multiple times, if I could fix one thing about the bus, is to add a bus call to each of the main locations.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think that one thing alone would have made TranZit infinitely more better for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And waiting, like, for the bus is very similar to other features that we'll get to, like, in future maps. They love making you wait in zombies.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's kind of, like, what makes, like, the bus... definitely like waiting around for the bus and kind of doing constant laps of the map definitely is one of the things that did not play in the Easter eggs favour.
Yeah, absolutely. Like even doing it on like round 1 or 2 or whatever it was we started it on was really tedious because we had to just keep crisscrossing the map in every way. You couldn't wait for the bus because if we did, we'd be there all day.
Yeah.
So we had to use like the denizen teleporters non-stop, getting put to the wrong place again. It was it's like that's another big issue with the map in my opinion, is the navigation.
yeah absolutely. I think I think anything that kind of slows down the pace of any game really is never looked on in good favour.
Yeah, I agree. Like, nobody wants to be stuck on round 5 for literally 10 to 15 minutes trying to get around the map. Because you just cannot get the bus to show up or the portal isn't dropping you where you want to go. It's just annoying. Yeah. It's not challenging. It's... Because nobody does it, like, mid-round, which I assume is where the perceived challenge is supposed to come from. But it's like, most people do it at the end of the round. There's nothing going on. There's no zombies. There's nothing to keep you interested. It's just teleporting from one grey area to another grey area to another grey area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of brought to mind. We'll go on to our brand new enemy types in just a second. But you kind of like saying, wait until the end of the round. Like, I think the intention to be doing these steps in mid-round. That's actually brought to mind something that we haven't mentioned about what Black Ops 2 did or changed as a whole, and that they took away our crawlers.
Yes.
More specifically, they took away holding our crawlers at the end of a round, and they added bleed time in.
Yes, one of the worst features they've added to modern zombies. I mean, it's helpful. It has its uses sometimes. Like, there have been times where... Again, going back to like Ashes of the Damned, for example, where like we have a zombie that's got a what's it called, a wisp on it, and it's all the way across the map, and you're like, oh dear God, I don't want to go all the way back there. So it does have issues, and sometimes zombies get stuck, and if it wasn't for the bleed out, it would be over.
Yeah.
Because you cannot get to them, so you cannot end the round. But thankfully, such a thing exists.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's got to be a way to balance it so you can just keep a zombie forever, because there's nothing worse. Nothing ruins an Easter egg faster than knowing you only have 10 minutes per round to find something.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, like, in Black Ops 2 specifically, you can't make crawlers to hold at the end of the round because they will bleed out. But it's not just that.
Yeah.
Like, if you damage a zombie, even with one bullet, it will bleed out and change the round. So you have to watch out with your final zombie, and you have to just keep a sprinting zombie, which does make kind of doing some Easter egg steps a bit tedious in this game. Obviously, they ruin it even more later on by just making every zombie have a 10-minute bleed out time.
At least you took away the damage thing, though.
Yeah,
so that's definitely a plus.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that, and the fact that if a crawler would bleed out because you got too far away from it, it wouldn't respawn in Black Ops 2 either as a runner. It would just be dead.
Yeah.
So if you went 5 feet away from a crawler, it was that's it, your rounds flipped. Yeah, the crawlers system was, well, the keeping a zombie system was at its worst in Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
And it's only made worse since.
I don't know. I feel like I said, them taking out the damage thing has helped immensely.
Yeah, but
the idea of not being able to shoot a specific zombie, otherwise you fucked your last 10 minutes, is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think most people would agree with this. Like, well, obviously we'll cover it later, but I think Origins is the worst map for this. You probably think TranZit, but Origins takes so much time.
Yeah.
That having a zombie die because you ran away from it is just so frustrating.
God forbid you play on solo. And try the Origins Easter egg on solo while trying to keep a zombie alive and not damage it at all. And I'm thinking specifically on that goddamn step where you have to launch the rockets and throw the device that's at the seal that's like similar time. Like, it is beyond tedious waiting, like holding a zombie and like sprinting zombie and waiting for that to like start a line there.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Yeah, I'm glad it's something that they've readjusted in more recent titles. I know you said you weren't fond of it yourself, but I'm personally relatively okay with the current system. I still wish it wasn't there at all. I wish we could keep zombies, but or have a way to manually like spawn a nuke to end the round if it did bug out.
Cool. I mean, I think every what'd be cool if they could add into every map is like at the end of the round when you've got one zombie left, there should be a kill switch for that zombie.
Yeah, that would be way better than it just bleeding out after 10 minutes.
Would be definitely convenient.
Is it 10 minutes in Black Ops 2? I feel like it's shorter in Black Ops 2.
It might be shorter in Black Ops 2. I can't quite remember, but it's 10 minutes now. Which does kind of help, but sometimes Easter egg steps take about 10 minutes to do.
Yeah, especially if you've got like multiple steps to do in one round.
Exactly.
Good luck. You're going to have to flip the round.
Yeah. Right, let's move on because we've still got quite a bit to get through. So we get 2 brand new enemy types in TranZit. Still got our usual zombies. Dogs were apparently cut from the main map, but they do appear in the survival maps. But our 2 brand new enemy types are the fan favourites, the Denizens, and the Avogadro.
Oh boy. I actually remember my first experience with the Denizens.
Oh yeah,
it didn't go down very well. Yeah.
What happened?
It was just a lot of shrieking and what is this?
Why is it on my face?
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, what on earth has jumped on my head?
Is it ever communicated how you kind of get it off your face, or were people like expected to like figure it out for themselves?
I think it comes up with a prompt saying press the melee button.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it definitely comes up with the prompt. Thank God. I think it's only for the first time though. I don't think it comes up every time, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
They're
just...
What is... Oh, go on.
I was going to say, like, the denizens, just... It makes traversing the fog the worst. It's just like you hear them like either shrieking in your ear or making that kind of whimpering sound that they do when they're trying to skitter their way towards you. And like if you don't,
I love how we both went for the word skitter there. That's exactly the word that hit my mind to describe them.
Like they're just little golems, aren't they? Like, and God forbid you don't have something like a Bowie knife or the Galva knuckles because you'd be there all day just meleeing them off your head.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're definitely one of the worst additions to TranZit, no doubt.
worst additions to zombies, period.
True. In fact, yeah, I think there might be actually. I find it difficult to top them.
Wasn't there like fears around like when Ashes was announced that the denizens were going to make a return?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, we kind of got like the Ravagers, which are look similar, but thankfully don't act anything like them.
Yeah.
I will say though, like, I don't know like where this comes from, but I'm sure someone like at Czech probably said it, that the reason they use the denizens was to slow you down so it can load in the rest of the map.
Yeah.
But I call bullshit on that, because if that's the case, why are you able to fly through it on the bus and have it load in when you're going like at a relatively brisk pace on the bus? You know what I mean?
These are very good questions.
I had no clip on the PC version, but obviously this was a console limitation, not a PC limitation.
Yeah.
So
I suppose maybe because the map kind of loads in as the bus along the bus route, and so if you like did the skip from farm to town, it need to quickly load up town.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could think that how that might work, but yeah, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? Because people have obviously modded the map. Like, have you ever seen like what TranZit looks like without the fog?
Yes, this is like literally. This is what I was about to go into, because what is it loading? Because there's nothing on either side of the road. Nothing. It's a mountain, like a crest of a mountain, and then it stops. Yeah. Because obviously the fog covers all that up, so you can't really see it. Did you ever see, this is kind of going off topic a bit, but did you ever see the that bit in the fog that looked like a pyramid? I always thought that was pretty fun. I thought it was like a reference.
Don't think I have.
It's just a very harsh pointed bit of geometry.
TranZit predicted Ashes of the Damned. They got a pyramid.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh my god. You heard it here first, folks. We've made history.
Oh my god.
No, I think it's just a harsh point of geometry, but it does look like a pyramid out in the fog that's like black, like the one from Moon. Mm-hmm. So I assumed for a while that was part of the Easter egg, but obviously not.
Yeah.
If only, eh?
Yeah. What do you think of the Avogadro, or Cornelius Purnell, as he's later revealed to be?
He's neither here nor there. I don't really have any strong feelings about him. I don't think he's particularly good.
No.
But I don't hate him either. He shows up, you punch him 3 times, 3 times, and he's gone.
Yeah.
See you in a few rounds, I guess.
The only time I've ever kind of had a bit of a pain from him is when he kind of shocks the bus and causes stuff, but I've never had any kind of... He's just an inconvenience at worst.
Yeah, absolutely. I will give the bus credit for that, though, since I forgot to mention it earlier. I love how, like, when you look out the back, the zombies have those ridiculous over-the-top running animations of them running behind the bus. It's so good.
It's so funny.
It really is. They've got, like, that shovel-handed sprint coming after you.
It's like the Tom Cruise sprint, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I was thinking that before, actually. Can zombies actually come from the front of the bus?
They can.
I know if you put the cowcatcher on the front, so I'm assuming they do.
Yeah, they can like latch onto the front and climb in through the main window.
Right, because I was going to say, I always felt like when I think of it in my head, I always imagine them behind the bus, never in front.
Yeah, I think because more often than not, like they don't often come from the front of the bus, but like by the time they might, you've obviously kind of put the cow catcher onto, or whatever it is, like to stop them from climbing up.
Yeah, I just call it that because that's what they called it in the game files.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's where I'm pulling it from.
Not really. Just kind of moving on. Like the Avogadro is neither here nor there. His his room though. You need like sunglasses when you go down to power.
Yes. Yeah, it's someone was high on Bloom when they did when they designed that room.
I know, right? Like you climb down to blooming like down the toilet. Like if you're playing like in the dead of night with lights off and everything like that, you jump down the kind of outhouse and into this like bright room, and it's suddenly like daylight outside, like in your living room. It's horrendous. I need new retinas every time I go into that room.
I also think it's funny, like, I know they probably didn't think about this, but just the utility of it, like, are you supposed to drop down? Is there supposed to be, like, a ladder here? Like, how do the people who enter this facility get in? Do they actually have to, like, break their ankles by dropping, like, 10 feet?
Yeah, why is it
every time they open the door? But no, there can't be a ladder because there's a door right at the bottom. A door that links inexplicably to another door halfway across the map, but we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah. Not just kind of like okay. So we at some point we do need to kind of just talk about some of the main areas, but before we get into that, maybe we'll do that at the end of this section. What do you? Not what do you think? Obviously, this map features Richtofen as the announcer. I think Richtofen as the announcer in all of the Victus maps has some of the funniest quotes going, especially in Die Rise.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't spoil them. I'd rather wait till we get there.
Yeah. Who do you prefer as the announcer, Richtofen or Sam?
It's a tough one. I like both of them. I think Sam's more iconic.
Okay,
I like that Sam doesn't sound like Sam. Richtofen just sounds like Richtofen.
Yeah.
Sam actually sounds demonic, which I think is a really cool touch.
I've got a follow-up question.
What we said.
What do you prefer, like Moon announcer Richtofen or Victus Maps announcer Richtofen?
I'm glad you mentioned that because
that's
exactly where I was about to go.
Yeah.
Moon Richtofen is fantastic. I love the Moon version. The Earth version, not so much.
Yeah.
He's fine, but I definitely prefer Sam. It's like more demonic sound. Like Sam was like, I know we talked about it back in Ascension, but Sam actually felt threatening as the announcer, which is something you just don't get with Richtofen. Obviously,
God, yeah.
You know, he's goofy, he's silly, you can't take him that seriously. But damn, I missed Sam during Black Ops 2. I really did. Yeah. It just wasn't the same.
I agree with you. Like Moon, I don't know why they just didn't reuse Richtofen's quotes from when he was announcer as Moon. I guess it kind of just fit in with some of the Easter egg stuff that he has to kind of say, but he definitely sounded a lot more menacing in Moon, whereas here he's a bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Fruity? I think is probably the word.
Yeah. I always hear people write it off as, well, it's because you're on the moon. And I'm like, well, that doesn't work because Sam's quotes are exactly the same as they've been for the last X amount of maps. When Sam says max ammo on moon, it sounds exactly the same as it has on every previous map.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no big reverb on it on moon. So that argument falls apart there. I think it's just a missed opportunity. They should have just reused memes.
Yeah.
He would have sounded so much more intimidating for it.
I mean, he's still very entertaining, and we still got.
Oh yeah.
Not in this map, but like in other maps, we still got the best fire sale theme. So, what can you complain about, really? So we're gonna go over a few things that TranZit introduced, which would then probably become staples later on in the mode in some form or another. The first of these, and I'd argue probably the biggest of these, is the building mechanic. So, while we got a little bit of a building mechanic in, like, the only time we've gotten a little bit of a building mechanic was, say, in 5, where you could kind of slot the traps in to activate. I think they really made the mechanic, like, its own thing in this map, and it's a feature you'd see in every map. Every map going forward? I think so. More or less every map going
I don't know if... does modern zombies use it as much?
Well, you still got the crafting.
I don't feel like you build stuff now.
It would evolve into the crafting mechanic, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But like the elements of what is the building mechanic is still kind of felt throughout the mode as a whole.
True. Yeah, and you do still sometimes build weapons like the beam smasher and Terminus. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's a dependency thing, you know. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, exactly. And you're able to build things like the shield, which again would become a staple for quite a while going into future maps.
Yes.
You're able to build traps. The turbine is probably one of the first things you're able to build, which isn't a trap, but it's a tool. Right, let's talk about let's talk about a couple of things about the Victus building mechanics, because who in their right mind would let players carry only one item, but not only that, let there not be any inventory sharing?
Yeah, exactly. What? So basically, like, if you haven't played it, it's one of them is what's it called, like the Tesla coil trap. And you need a turbine for it as well. So if you're playing solo, you have to go get your turbine, or preferably the power trap first. Put that down where you want it. You have to go all the way back around the map again. Get the turbine. Go all the way back around again just to place it next to it. It lasts about 5 minutes, give or take. And it's gone. And you have to do that again.
Right, you're talking about the Tesla coil one here. You're missing the real kicker about that. If you want to make that Tesla coil work properly, you have to go get another one, so it makes a kind of little Tesla
You have to get another one?
Yeah. So you need
oh my god!
If you want to utilise that trap properly, you need 2 Tesla coil traps and a turbine, so that it can create like a little like electric tripwire kind of thing that shocks zombies. It is balked. It's so fucking waste of time. Like, this is why people don't pick up the traps in the TranZit maps, in any of the in the Victus maps, in any map apart from Bloomin' Buried.
Yeah, every trap should be self-sufficient.
It's so...
Why does it need to have other tools built around it to work? It's
Yeah, and
the best thing to come out of the buildable like system here was the shield. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. The shield is the best buildable in TranZit, and I'm glad it came back in every future map pretty much.
But the problem with it is that, or with the TranZit shield particularly, is that because we'll get onto this in a second, the jet gun is a buildable, they occupy the same fucking slot on the D-pad, so you cannot carry a shield and the jet gun.
I mean, to be fair, who's using the jet gun anyway?
Oh, I know, but it's just... Look, I can see where they were coming from and the vision for the building mechanic, but it's so... You can see it's so
Yeah.
like, very early on into its, like, the building mechanics idea in this map. Like,
Yes,
you got no
yeah.
shared inventory. You can only carry one item at a time, and you had to go back and forth to put it onto the blooming bench just to build a damn item. There was no... You couldn't carry more than one thing, like you couldn't carry a trap and a turbine at the same time. So, I could rant about this for ages.
I just don't know what they were thinking. I mean, it was very clear, you know, like at that point in like Zombies history, they were very biased towards everyone plays 4-player. Mm-hmm. Given how most of the Easter eggs were designed that way, they were designed with 4 people in mind.
Yeah.
So obviously you're supposed to have 2 people carrying a turbine, 1 person carrying a Tesla coil. But it's like, but even let's give it the benefit of the doubt here and give it the advantage of saying we're playing a 4-player game. Mm-hmm. Even if you have it and you get it to work, it lasts literally like 5 minutes, and you have to repeat that process all over again.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. The execution on it is terrible. Terrible.
The turbine gives me nightmares. It's probably one of the things I hate most about zombies. Zombies. It doesn't last anything. It's got the survivability of a blooming paper towel in the ocean. It's just, you need it for everything, and that's the worst bit.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You need it for everything.
Even if you play with no power, and we'll get onto that in a second because that's a thing on its own, but even if you play with no power and you bonk it down, a turbine down next to perk, so you can get something like Jug, it doesn't last, like you said, 5 minutes before it dies, and then you lose Jug again, and it's just like, what's the point? What is the point?
It is so baffling how the machine turning off takes away your ability to use the fluid you've already drank. Why? Why do I lose the perks? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
It's madness.
Is he manually taking them from me? Like,
if the turbine was only used to unlock those like little secret doors that you can get the bus upgrades, then it'd be fine. I'd have no issue with it. But it gets worse. The turbine gets worse, and you know exactly where I'm going to go with this, because we're then talking about the fact that you can build Pack-a-Punch. Oh, but wait.
Well, just before we get into that, can we just go over quickly, like, how many uses the turbine actually has?
Sure.
That you can use it for?
Sure.
Because it is outrageous. Well, you've already mentioned one that I forgot about, which is the power doors to open to get the parts for the bus.
Power
you need
doors.
it to restart the bus if the Avogadro hits it and and it gets stopped. So you need it for that. Mm-hmm. You need it to use the denizen things without power on.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So there's another one.
Yeah, the denizens can create teleporters. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a fun thing.
You need it for the one you were about to get to, which is to open Pack-a-Punch, which is the worst part of this map.
Yeah.
And it absolutely blows chunks, and I will never change my mind on that. Mm-hmm. It is awful. It's tedious. It breaks half the time. It's, oh my god.
Needed to power trap.
I'm actually getting angry. Say again.
It's needed to power traps as well.
2 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
As you say, 2 of them.
Yeah.
So. Oh my god! I actually think that might be all of them, unless I'm missing one.
Did you mention about powering up perks?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
No,
there's that one. There's like 5 or 6, maybe even 7 if you've forgotten a couple. There's so many uses for this stupid thing, and like
don't you love it as well when you pick up a fresh one, you put it down, and it already starts stopping spinning because you know it's already half dead, even though you've just picked the damn thing up.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I mean. Like the only apparently it has a way to tell how much its health it's got left, because the fan, or not the fan, the little sail on its back at full health it's like right up. At half health, it's like to like 90 degrees, and then at like near no health, it goes like drops down to like down below, or like points down.
Yeah.
So apparently that was a thing I never knew. But okay,
I certainly didn't know that.
let's rant about Pack-a-Punch, because I mean, so you want to know how you get Pack-a-Punch, kids? You have to go to town, which is the last area you drive to. Oh wait, no, hang on. Before we even do that, you have to go to power. You have to build power and activate the switch.
And don't forget the hand.
Yeah.
Don't forget to put the hand on the switch that you need to activate power.
Yeah.
What?
Apparently, you need a severed hand to turn on a power switch. Don't ask me. I don't know the mechanics about this. I'm not an engineer. So, you have to go
Ask
to
Martin.
power. You have to, yeah. So, your first port of call, go to power. Your second port of call is go to town, which is the last area in the game. You have to hopefully have a grenade in your inventory, otherwise you'll need to flip around, because you'll need to blow open the safe at the back of the bank. Oh, that's after buying the bank door open, by the way. You then have to go and get you then have to go and get. No, do you have to blow up another one? You have to blow up another safe, don't you?
God, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yes,
so you have
I think
to blow
it's
up.
the one at the back, so there's the one, again, inside at the vault at the back.
Yeah. So you have to blow up 2 safes. You then have to go and get another turbine, because I guarantee the one that you've been dragging around with you this whole time is near dead, or it's already gone, and it's preferable that it's already gone, because if it's dead, then you're going to have to go get another one and do the whole route again anyway. But anyway, you'll have to go back to spawn and get another turbine. You'll then have to go back to power again, and you have to drop down to the chute. And you need to put a turbine down there and hope and pray that you don't have a zombie following you that will then lock onto that turbine and beat the shit out of it and break it. Because then you'd have to go back and get another turbine and get and drop and do that again, this step again. And then, by some miracle, if the turbine hasn't broken, you then go all the way back to town, go into the bank, go into the back of the bank, go past both of the safes you blew up, and hope and pray that the door has slid open that is being powered by the turbine at power. And
like,
pray that
what is that?
But that's not that's all you have to do to get into the Pack-a-Punch room. You then have to find 4 pieces of Pack-a-Punch. 4 pieces of Pack-a-Punch. 3 or 4 pieces. I can't remember exactly. And then you have to build Pack-a-Punch at the end of a single corridor with 2 windows in it, in the tightest area of the map, and hope and pray that your last zombie hasn't, been hurt or anything like that, because God forbid you go down there mid-round, and then you can Pack-a-Punch.
Oh my god, it is truly terrible. Again, like most of the things on this map, it's more palatable with multiple players. But make sure your players, when they're in there, they don't leave without you before you get back there, because if they have, they've shut the door, and you have to go and get another turbine, and do that again. That entire process all over again. It is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I cannot justify it in the slightest. It is awful. It's tedious. It's long-winded. It's boring. It's slow. Oh.
And if you want to go back into Pack-a-Punch, you have to repeat the whole process again.
Exactly. And one extra bit that makes this really fun as well is the locations where you can build certain buildables are fixed. Mm-hmm. You cannot build a turbine somewhere closer to power.
Yep.
You have to build it at spawn. So you have to go all the way around the map several times in order to do this if your turbine breaks. And it will. It will break. Mm-hmm. You can guarantee that much, because it never lasts long enough to do it first try, ever.
Yeah. And
it is impossible.
Other than the teleporters that the denizens will make, which just plop you out in random places, they're not fixed either. The only skip in the map is from farm to town. So you still need to run all the way to power, which is miles, and is in the most foggiest area of the map, so you cannot see like 2 feet in front of you. If you want to place down your turbine, and then run all the way back.
And factor in denizens with that as well. They'll be slowing you down.
Yep. And by that time, the thing would have broken on its own.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's not good. It really isn't good. And like I said, no amount of nostalgia or decades of playing this map is going to make that experience fun.
Yeah.
It was bad back in 2012, and it's bad now.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's the worst part of the map by a country mile.
Yes, exactly.
Can you even think of any way of fixing it? Other than maybe like making the turbines just open the special doors, like.
I would rather why is there a door in the power facility to open another door? What's behind the first door?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What's behind the door in the power station? Can we open that? No. A door opens another door. This is like Tomb Raider 1 mid-90s level of game design logic. Like, honest to God, it's bad. It really is bad. Like,
I feel like, I don't know if you played much Pokemon, but I feel like navigating Team Rocket's base in Pokemon's like Fire Red and Leaf Green is so much more simpler than like opening this Pack-a-Punch.
I can't say I played it, but I'll take your word.
And those of you who play Pokemon, you know exactly what I mean.
I would say though, like going back to what you asked, like what I think would fix it, I would take that door in the power station, remove it, and put like something on the wall that you have to punch with the Galvanicles. Done. It's open forever.
Yeah.
Sorted. That's it. Sure, it means you have to sacrifice, well then again, I suppose you don't want to have to sacrifice the roof hatch, do you? Forever. Because who's going to go for that when you can open Pack-a-Punch permanently?
Yeah, and to be honest, most people get PAP anyway. Not PAP, get the Dyna, get the Galvanic.
Yeah.
At least that's
true, because I suppose... Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like so you can reach the roof with the other ladder anyway. So if you prefer to be on the roof, you don't need it.
We're kind of jumping the gun a bit here, but so I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this, but you're able to upgrade the bus, and you got the cow catcher or the kind of shunt at the front, which stops zombies from climbing in from the front. And then you've got the ladder, which lets you climb up from the side, and then you've got the roof hatch which you can either attach to the roof of the bus to let you climb up that way, or you can take it to Dyna, where you can open up a new area and get Galvanicles. You can climb to the top of the Dyna roof, and I think most people do it like that, don't they?
Yeah, it makes the most sense. Like, you get a really good weapon that can kill denizens in a single punch if you manage to hit them while they're in the air.
Yeah.
So that already alone makes it worth doing that over the roof hatch. The roof hatch does nothing for you, really.
No.
It just means if you happen to, again, one of the parts that I was talking about before is a ladder you can attach to the back. Mm-hmm. So that's the one I was talking about earlier in the video, where if you try to climb up it, you fidget and fall back off.
Yeah.
Because it rarely ever works properly. So you end up getting up there, and now you can drop through into the bus from the roof, which is pretty cool, I guess. But again, compared to the utility of the Galvanicles, it doesn't hold anything on it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're way better getting the Galvanicles, and I think the zombies can break the hatch anyway, can't they? If you go up on the roof, you don't actually need the hatch for it.
Yeah, they'll eventually climb up on top of the bus and break the hatch open. So.
Yeah, so you don't even need it for that to
Yeah.
jump back through either.
The only thing it lets you do on the bus is climb up onto the roof.
Yeah, which again you can also do with the ladder. So it's really an easy trade.
Why you need a hatch to climb up on a hole that's already open, I have no idea, but...
Yeah, they should have put, like, you know how the B-23R's inside the bus? They should have put another weapon on the roof or something to make it worth going up there for.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Like, maybe put the galvanicles on the bus roof instead of on the diner.
I'd say this is the only is this the only map that lets you upgrade a vehicle until Ashes?
I believe so. I don't think you can in Cold War, like on Outbreak or anything.
Can't upgrade
Yeah, I think
the
so.
tank, can you?
I think there's like... Is there not like a little side Easter egg that does something with it? But I can't think it's... Whether it's an upgrade or not, I'm not entirely sure.
And this is arguably one of the only maps that lets you open a new area with a buildable.
Yeah,
Yeah?
which is pretty cool.
I suppose the KT4 on Setspo opens quite a lot of new areas, doesn't it? Never mind. Scratch that.
I mean, it's the first time, I suppose.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah, and like, for all the shit we give the building mechanic in TranZit and the Vegas maps as a whole, it is a staple mechanic that I'm glad they introduced.
Yes, absolutely. It definitely, like you say, had a flawed execution. We've missed the worst buildable so far, though.
Which one?
The jet gun.
Well, if you looked further down the document, Josh, you'll see I've got that the
Right,
brand
yes,
new wonder
yes,
weapon
yes.
there. So let's jump ahead there then and talk about the jet gun.
Right.
Or, as it's more commonly known, the Thrusterdyne Aeronautics Model 23.
You know, the one that everybody knows it as. I totally don't have it just called Jet Gun under the game's model files.
Yeah. It's... I think a lot of people would say... To be honest, which is worse? This or the... Like, which do you think people think is worse? This or the Call of the Dead VR11?
Probably the VR11, I think.
You think? I would argue this, to be honest, because at least the VR11, if you're playing it with two people, gives you insta-kill.
True. I'm looking at it from a solo perspective, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
The jet gun does have, if you burst fire it, let's say, you do have infinite utility with it.
But there's a big fucking asterisk to that.
Yes, absolutely. Let's just say I'm just having flashbacks to Liberty Falls when wishing we were talking about that version of the jet gun instead, because then I'd be a lot more positive about it.
Yeah, I mean... So, most of you probably know the jet gun from Liberty Falls, if you're new Zombies players, but old guard like us will know a far worse version of the jet gun. And it's ironic that both the jet gun and the VR11 would get significant glow-ups in modern Zombies.
Absolutely, like... I want to say, like, the jet gun, even in its original format, I think... Ideally is cool. The way it should work is cool. But the way it does work is absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
It's crap. It lasts, again, it has the problem that everything else has in this map. It lasts like 10 seconds and then it's broken. And you have to go and collect how many? 5 parts?
Yeah.
Over again.
Yeah, like... Just getting the jet gun alone is a process. You have to go get a bunch of parts from a bunch of side locations. There's one in the tunnel, one in Nactra and Toten, there's one in the shack, there's one in Power. Am I missing one? Is it 5 or 4?
I think it's 5. I'm pretty certain it's 5. Did you get the cabin?
That's, the shack.
The gauge.
The one I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might only be 4. You get the main body in the tunnels. You get the wires in power. You get the handle in Nuct, and you get the gauge in the shack. So it's only 4 pieces.
You might be right, unless there's a part I'm missing. But yeah, either way, like at least Treyarch, when it breaks, they're charitable enough to drop 1 part at your feet.
Oh yeah. I mean, like that's the thing.
Wow.
Like once you get all 4 pieces, and once again, no sharing mechanic or like shared inventory. So you have to go get each individual piece. Go to the workbench in town, the last location in the map, go run around the entire map, get each individual piece back and forth to build the jet gun. Once you build the thing, it lasts for 5 seconds and then it blows up. And I mean, pray that you're not anywhere near lava and you lose all pieces, but at least you get 1 piece to put back.
I know, they were so charitable to give us 1 piece of the jet gun back, so we don't have to go around the whole map to get it.
Unless you're in town, you're lucky enough to be in town and manage to grab a couple of other pieces. But like, if you're in like diner or farm and your jet gun breaks, you're only having 1 piece, mate, and then you have to go to every other single location. And pray that you remember which piece you pick up, because I've had games where I've picked up a piece and I'm like, where did this piece come from? And so I had to go to every single location just to get it back.
But like I said, the big trade-off to this is the wonder weapon itself is rubbish.
Yeah.
So you're not going to want to go through all this hassle to build it anyway, because it's not worth it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's at least, unlike Pack-a-Punch, you don't need it. It's not something you have to do every time you play it. What were you going to say? Sorry.
The best it does is like it pulls you forward a little bit, sucks 1 zombie in, and then breaks. Can it pull in power-ups in this version?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. It does have...
I wonder...
Oh, you first.
I was just going to say, I wonder if the map had been finished and fleshed out, whether they would have kept the jet gun the way it is, or whether this was what it was always intended to be. I hope not.
I'm hoping like it was always... I low-key hope it was always intended to be like this, because then I'd just be sad that we didn't get something better.
I kind of want to think that Liberty Falls is the idealized version of what it should have been.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, how do you follow up the wave gun and the zap guns with this? This, a weapon that breaks in 10 seconds and kills like 2 zombies. It's rubbish. I don't know how this got past like QA. It's outrageous.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, like, it says on the tin it has infinite ammo, which technically is true, but you have to keep it held out for the gauge to kind of depressurize. You can't throw it away either. Like, you've actually got to hold it. And so you're lugging around the thing the size of a fridge, waiting for it to cool down from like near breaking point. Meanwhile, you got like zombies all on your tail.
Again, another massive improvement made in Liberty Falls. It will also cool down while stirred. Yeah.
And max ammo doesn't even help here because it's a buildable, not a weapon.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh. So yeah, we've got terrible buildables mostly, and a terrible wonder weapon.
Yeah.
But I'm still happy that they introduced buildables because they got so much better after this point.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah.
Even the next map alone has one of my favourites.
Oh,
but we'll get to that eventually.
Just another thing that's bad about it, just thinking about it, because it is a buildable, you also cannot pack-a-punch it. So it's just always going to be ass.
Yeah.
Do you think if even just taking it the Black Ops 2 version in as it is, do you think it could have been better if it was a box weapon that functioned like and had the infinite ammo like the Paralyzer from Buried? So it's still like, for all intents and purposes, still the Black Ops 2 version of the jet gun, but you could pack a punch it, and it had infinite ammo, but it still needed to cool down, but didn't break.
So it still has this, it can still only use it for 10 seconds at a time. It just doesn't break.
Yeah, maybe a little bit longer than 10 seconds.
Right.
Like, say it functioned as much as the Paralyzer does.
I think it would probably be significantly better.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fact that it didn't break would make it immediately more worth having than it is right now.
Yeah.
Because nobody is going to break it and then build it over and over again endlessly.
No.
Nobody's going to do that because it's just boring and tedious and long-winded.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what I find the most insulting is that the jet gun is supposed to be, as they said in marketing, our reward for being brave enough to explore the fog. That's our reward, is it? That was our reward.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're like, you can find bits and pieces out in the fog that'll make it worth going through there. And I'm like, really? That was it? The jet gun was worth going through that for? Christ.
I love Troll Arc. It's definitely in this game that Treyarch got the nickname Troll Arc.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, because they never did this in Black Ops 1 or World at War when they were in people's good graces, but ever since TranZit this came about, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was, like, on the inside, there was, like, people that were particularly salty about the reception that something like TranZit got, and were like, you know what, fine, we'll take this away.
Yeah.
Have that. Like, it's not actually supposed to be like a funny troll. Like, it's actually, we hate you for not liking our previous map.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want PhD on the map that it would be useful the most? Here you go. Oh wait,
yeah,
it's
don't have it. Yeah, it feels like it was a deliberate wind up from Jimmy's team at that point in the game's life cycle. Not that Jason didn't do it with Mob of the Dead.
Oh no,
but at least it showed up in Grief.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jason had his own version of trolling the players.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which big shout out to the team who've been cracking out the Revelation ciphers. That was really exciting.
It's huge news, isn't it? Recently, I think it's crazy. Like I say, because I remember it took them ages to solve one on the Giant recently.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't that recent. It was like last year or something.
Do you know? I know we're getting off topic here, but just kind of touching on these cipher breakers. So, do you know what it was eventually that helped them beat or crack the 10 ciphers?
Was it Jason's blinking during one of his videos? No.
No. So, in previous interviews, Jason had said that. So in
of course, it's Jason.
Yeah. In encryption, there's classic encryption, and then there's also modern encryption. And in interviews, Jason had said that he typically uses classical encryption because there's nothing wrong with the classic methods, which a lot of people took to think that he only used classical encryption for these the ciphers, but someone decided to try and use a modern encryption breaker, and that's what managed to break out one of them, and then that's what where it led to them breaking to cracking 10 of the ciphers because they all used modern encryption.
That's crazy. That definitely feels like he planted that in that interview on purpose.
Oh yeah, for real. For real. I think almost everything Jason said in his interviews was intentional, and he picked his words very carefully.
Yeah, he's always been particularly good at that with zombies. saying what needs to be said without saying too much.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think it's crazy that nobody thought to try a modern cipher cracking method for like
It's because
10 years.
It's because up until now, every cipher always used classical encryption. So
Right.
Including, it's only these Rev ones, because they've broken pretty much all of the other ciphers in the previous maps. It's only in these Rev ones where modern encryption has been used. So there was no kind of precedent for it.
Yeah, I get that, but I do feel like if you've been stuck for like, 5 to 10 years on one particular cipher, it's worth trying anything at that point.
What do you think they've done after 5 to 10 years?
Well, yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
But still.
Right, let's get back on task. So, sticking with the theme of introductions, so TranZit introduced us to the greatest perk of all time, Tombstone.
The less said about this one, the better. More its jingle than the actual perk. It has the worst perk jingle in Zombies history and has yet to be topped.
I will not
Dear
hear
Lord,
Tombstone perk jingle slander in this house.
I'd rather hear Who's Who.
Oh, really? No. I'd take Tombstone over Who's Who.
But yeah, utility-wise, Tombstone feels like
It's fucking shit.
Treyarch realized that. I don't think the idea of it's terrible, to be honest, but like I think Treyarch knew. Oh shit! When someone's down like 100 miles away across the map, they're buggered.
Mm-hmm.
This was a bandage solution for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right? Okay, you can die now, but you just don't lose your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get back to it.
Yeah.
So basically, you need Tombstone to play TranZit online.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure you don't lose all your stuff, because if you go down, no one's reaching you.
No.
Most of the time. You know what I mean?
No.
So it feels like it's a last minute like slapping attempt at trying to fix the map.
Yeah.
Because they know it doesn't flow very well into the traditional zombies.
Uh-huh.
I think its biggest issue, like I say, I don't hate the perk. I think the idea of it is okay. What is crap, and what really does suck about it, is that you can manually bleed out.
Oh, yeah.
So players would just kill themselves if they went down so they didn't lose their stuff. And then you have to finish the round on your own because they've decided, like that meme with the lass who's like peace and she fades away.
Oh, yeah.
They've decided, I'm done, bye, I'm not losing my perks. The amount of games on town I've had where people go down, gone, and a tombstone just appears above them. Because they're like, you can do the rest of this, I'm not playing without my perks.
Yeah.
It was so petulant. I hated it.
It does have the kind of utility of you're able to kind of break the full perk limit.
Yeah.
You then have to buy a bunch of new perks and then pick up your tombstone. Because the power-up doesn't ever go away, does it?
I don't think so.
Which then, if you got it when you get all your other some other perks, then you get those perks on top of the ones you just lost. So
Crazy, yeah.
It did have, like, some players did like try to kind of play it that way.
Yeah.
It obviously has no utility, or does it? It doesn't even appear in solo, does it?
No, not in solo. It doesn't.
This, like most other things in TranZit, though, got a big glow up later on, in the form of Tombstone returning in Cold War.
Yeah.
Which is arguably a lot better implemented in, I think.
Yeah, I would totally agree. It's been a long time now since I've used it that I can't actually remember like the functionality of it in, because it was like a blend of Who's Who and Tombstone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made like a strange pseudo blend of both of them, which was really interesting. But just going back to Tombstone, like I don't hate it. Like I've used it in co-op before. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
It's good to have if you die, but again, I feel like it's a player problem, like I say, because the bleed out thing should not exist.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to manually bleed out and make everyone else do the round for you while you just wait, sitting pretty for your perks to come back. I wasn't a big fan of that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I've never tried this, but can you actually troll someone by EMPing the tombstone?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it is a powered up.
I don't know.
Speaking of which, are they on this list?
I haven't put them on the list. I haven't put any of the kind of weapon roster on the list.
Right.
But, I mean, might as well make mention of it here, like the EMP grenades.
The most rare drop in zombies. Or box weapon. Like, they never come up. Ever. Apart from when we're recording footage, just to make me look daft.
We had lots of luck on our side when doing these Easter eggs with Trico and Oscar.
I don't know what it is. Fate just smiles on us every time we do these. We're never as lucky as we are when we're doing this as a 4-player team. It is crazy how lucky we got. Like every time we get the wonder weapon in like the first couple rolls, it was crazy.
Yeah. I think the EMP grenades are easily one of the worst things they've ever introduced into zombies, especially when you take into account troll players.
Yeah, I fully believe they're designed for grief and nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, they exist for no purpose than they kill the Avogadro in one throw. But I'd rather just punch it 3 times and be done with it. It's not worth the hassle. Plus, you could turn off the bus as well, so you can also troll people by getting them trapped on the bus.
You can
and then running for the hills.
You can get rid of you can kill their weapons when they're in Pack-a-Punch. You can turn off perks, get rid of power-ups. They are definitely grief in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. You could send the zombies to sleep.
What, for 5 seconds?
And because most of the time you're already mid-movement when they go to sleep, you instantly set them off as soon as you start moving, so it's totally pointless.
Honestly, even if they functioned only to to put zombies to sleep, at what point would you want to do that? Other than the only thing... the only thing I could think of is maybe if you were gonna getting trapped, but as you just said, the moment you make a move, they wake up. So
I think you can.
There's no point.
I think if you crouch, you don't set them off. But again, if you're in a corner, mobbed by them, you're not going to sneak out of there unscathed.
No.
It's not a stealth game.
It's totally useless. Totally useless weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's definitely grief. Grief adjacent, 100%. I don't know why they bothered adding them into the main map, to be honest.
Yeah. Well...
Oh, wait. They do have utility. We need them for one step.
Oh, in the Easter egg.
On the Easter egg.
But, other than that...
Yeah,
Again,
who cares?
Thinking about it, could they replace with something else? Possibly.
Oh, yeah. There's many things in TranZit that could be replaced by something else.
So, cracking on, we also have the introduction of permaperks, not just to TranZit, but just to the mode in Black Ops 2. This would never be seen again, but I liked permaperks.
I thought the idea of them was cool. I wish they were less mysterious. I feel like I would prefer it if they had a little menu for it in the main menu where you could see if you've unlocked them before, you can see how you activate them.
Yeah.
And what caused you to lose them instead of you always having to go and Google it to figure stuff like that out. Like I say, as I've gotten older, I'm less inclined to spend 90% of my time online watching guides on how to do stuff. I'd rather it be in game so I can just do it myself.
Yeah. To this day, I still don't know how to get all of them. I still don't even know what all of them do.
One I think I know how to get is the Tombstone one, which I thought was really cool. Where if you go down and get revived, you keep all your perks. Or everything bar quick revive. It's if you buy all your perks before round 4, I think. Or buy 4 perks before round 4. So if you just go to the bank and do that, you'll pretty much get it every time.
Yeah.
I think it has to be on round 1, I
Yeah.
think.
Isn't there one where, like, if you go down so many times or like get a game over so many times when you're on like first rank, and then you go to quick revive, you can get like perma jug.
Yes, I think you might be right there, actually. I remember there's also one that's only available to people on rank 1 as well, which is you could get a ray gun from one of the starter wall buys.
Olympia wall buy, yeah.
Yeah. That was a really nice touch. I thought that was really cool. Like I say, I don't hate perma perks. I just wish they were more opaque. You know what I mean? About how they worked, rather than it being some mysterious background feature that you never know which ones you have or which ones you don't, how you've got them, how you've lost them. The amount of times you're just walking around and then you hear that noise. Oh, I've lost one.
Yeah.
Why? What did I do? What did I do wrong? The round hasn't changed. It's just gone.
Yeah, exactly. But I think like they're a welcome addition, but like they definitely could be less esoterical or mysterious, as you said. And we would see others introduced in Buried. There'd be a permanent perma PhD. So
yes,
that was cool.
Though that one, unfortunately, you lose after taking too much fall damage. So it's like, be careful where you use it, because it might just run out just before you do a dive, and then there you go.
Yeah,
down.
That's very true.
I think my favourite one of the bunch is definitely that sniper one that I told you about on Buried.
Yeah. Yep.
That one is so overpowered. It's great.
Points for days.
I think it's, what is it, like a headshot from like so many meters away or something, like several headshots.
Which on Buried,
it's crazy
like
how good it is.
Maps to do on.
Yeah, for sure. You will have like 100,000 points in no time using that strategy. It's so effective. It's how I filled the bank every time we ran out during these
really
Easter egg
just
runs.
became like the casual friendly map of Black Ops 2.
It really did. And like overall, like I know this isn't a Buried video, but like it's just such a good map. Mm-hmm. It's one of the few Victus ones that I could actually go out and say, yes, this was a good map.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. You mentioned about the bank. So speaking of the bank, we got the introduction of being able to store points. And while this wasn't the first map to introduce point sharing, we did have a version of it through the bank as well. So that was cool. I think how much? So you could go into the back of the bank and store 250,000. Is it?
Something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it was a crazy amount of cash.
Yeah. And the cool thing about the bank, and we'll also mention here, we got the introduction of the transferable weapons via the locker. In this map, it's the fridge. I think it's in every map. It's a fridge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in every Victus map.
Yeah, so in all of the Victus maps, you got these neat little mechanics where you could put money into the bank and a weapon into the fridge and be able to get it, and then you can go like game over and then load up either the same map or any other Victus map, and those points would still be in the bank and you could get your weapon out of the fridge. Which is a really cool way. So, like, if you put a pack-a-punch Galil in TranZit into the fridge, you can then hop over to Buried and take it out there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have very few complaints about the fridge. The bank is, honestly, it's totally fine. I do understand that the reason they probably haven't brought it back is because it does break the balance a bit. Mm-hmm. Being able to start round 1 with all your kit. They'd rather you, instead of spending zombies points for this, they'd rather you spent real money on gobblegums instead now to get all your perks on round 1.
Yeah.
But anyway, aside from that cynical standpoint, yeah, like the transferable weapons is also really cool. I do find it can be a bit of a touch and go thing, because sometimes certain weapons aren't in certain maps, so you'll go in, you'll try and confer an item across and like an AN into TranZit, and it'll give you something completely different.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm scared to put this back in because it's not going to give me the AN back, is it? It's going to give me whatever this is back in that map.
Yeah.
I imagine that's how it works.
Put the LSAT into buried, hop over to TranZit, you'll pull out the RPD.
Yeah, which is fine, it's a good translation, but...
The SVU in Die-Rise, I think, turns into the Dragonov.
Oh, God.
Uh-huh.
That's a bit of a fall-off.
Yeah.
Christ. Oh, dear. I was going to say, is the SVU not in Die-Rise?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you put the SVU into
right.
Die-Rise and then hop over to TranZit, it turns into the Dragonov.
Right, I see. Okay. Right, I'm with
Because the it's in buried, but it's not in TranZit. Which one of the things I do like about all of the Black Ops 2 maps is that each of them have their own kind of unique weapon roster. I mean, you got your cores like the MTAR or the what's that LMG that starts off fast but then slows down a bit? The hammer. Cores, but then you got like your special, like not special, but you got other guns that don't appear in other maps. So you got like the M27 in Nuketown. You got like the RPD in this map. The SVU.
Yeah.
Not the SVU, but like you then get like things like the SVU or what's the submachine gun that everyone uses to get points? PDW.
Right. Yes.
That were introduced in Die-Rise, and then in Buried you got things like the revolver, and there was another gun. Oh, the LSAT, like I just mentioned. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
That kind of like it made every map feel like unique. Not that they weren't unique anyway, but even like the weapon rosters didn't feel stale.
Yeah, I agree. This is also like the first game as well where this isn't so much a TranZit thing as it is for the future maps, but it is Black Ops 2, I suppose. Mm-hmm. The fact that new weapons kind of got added into zombies as it went on, which was a first.
Yeah, I suppose if you want to think about it like that, yeah, I mean, the only so Black Ops 2 it's the first game to introduce a DLC weapon, and that was the Peacekeeper, though that didn't make an appearance in Zombies.
No.
But you are right in that Black Ops 2 would be the first game to introduce where the weapon pools won't be the same. In like you get different weapon pools.
Yeah,
like,
and obviously you got some unique ones like the Tommy gun in Mob of the Dead or the MG08 in Origins, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really cool.
Which you see then going further into other maps like Zetsbo with the Marshals and the AC-40 or the PPSH in Gorod Krovi. So yeah, I think it definitely. That's one of my main criticisms with modern zombies is that the weapon roster is the same every single. I say that it's the same every single time because you've got loadouts. You can just take your favorite weapon in and be happy for for the rest of the game. You don't need to kind of spin the box or go to a wall weapon anymore, which just takes away. Yeah. I think it really takes away one of the core aspects of zombies, of that kind of working with what you got.
Yeah, having little control over how things play out is something that I've been really appreciating about Night Rain when we've been playing it recently. Having that element of randomness back into it.
Yeah,
it certainly helps with the replay value. Like you say, zombies nowadays, every match plays exactly the same.
Yeah.
Sure, you could argue you do it to yourself. You don't have to start with your favourite gun. But the game incentivizes you to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like Modern Zombies is built around kind of the loadout system and things like that. Whereas, I know you're not a big fan of box RNG necessarily, but I think I really love those moments where I'm running low on ammo. and I pull something like, I don't know, the Dragonov, and I actually laugh to myself, and I'm like, okay, I've got to try and make this work. Try and get enough points to spin the box again, for example, or try and get a wall. It's that kind of, do you spin the box for something that might be great and gamble that way, or do you get a wall weapon that you know is going to be reliable in the moment?
Yeah, well, see, I don't hate box RNG. I hated it for wonder weapons, specifically. I don't hate it for regular guns. I'm totally fine with buying a war weapon or something like that.
When you say you hate it for wonder weapons, is it that you hate it when it's tied to an Easter egg? Because like the Mark IIIs in GK aren't attached to the Easter egg, are they?
No. Like I said, it's entirely because it's tied to the Easter egg. I have too many Vietnam War flashbacks of Moon and trying to get all these weapons and not getting them. Yeah. It's just, I hate having random chance be a roadblock in an Easter egg.
Yeah.
I'd rather be able to keep pushing with... I like the idea of... Sure, I may have rolled a shit weapon with the box, but it's up to me whether I want to try chancing my arm with it and trying to complete a step with it. Rather than, being like, oh, I can't do it because I'm artificially limited by X amount, like, because I don't have X weapon or X throwable or something like that. I feel like the guarantee of getting a wonder weapon has certainly improved zombies, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think, just to kind of jump on that, I think this is kind of what this map, this map introduces one of the best fixes for wonder weapons that are related to Easter eggs, in that, yeah, the jet gun might be shit, but you can build it. You don't need to try and spin it from the box. In the next map, the Sliquifier, you can get it from the box, but you've got to build it first. And I think going forward in other maps, it's so good. I think all of the Black Ops 2, no, not Buried, but in most of the Black Ops 2 maps, and then going on into Black Ops 3, I think in all of the Black Ops 3 maps, any Easter egg weapon, Easter egg related wonder weapon, or most of them at least, are able to be built, and I think that's one of the best fixes to that RNG problem.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, that's all it really comes down to for me. Is I don't like RNG being a roadblock for the Easter egg. I feel like, like I say, it is to a point, even if you put in common weapons, because you're not going to do a step without feeling ready for it. But it's much easier because of the weapon pool, to get a better weapon, standard weapon, than it is to get, the wonder weapon. One specific weapon that you absolutely need, I think, just kills any forward progress. There's nothing worse than getting to, like, near the end of an Easter egg and being like, let's use Moon again for an example, because it's probably the best one. Like, oh, we've got everything we need. We could do it now, but no one's got QEDs.
Yeah.
So now we have to spin the box 150 times trying to get them. They're so rare that they never come up. You know what I mean? It just halts the progress. It doesn't add any real challenge. It's just tedious.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what I said at the top of this episode, is that, like, things that take out any kind of pace to the, and just put the brakes on things, just totally kills any momentum that you have for the game, especially when the game itself is designed around constantly going forward and, like, grinding through the rounds and making progress. And then when you got something that just puts the brakes on everything, it really just takes the wind out of sails. I think it's quite funny in this map that on the one hand they fixed the wonder weapon issue by building it, but then on the other hand you still need to rely on RNG to get the EMP grenades.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it shows that they were learning in this map, but it definitely was perfected later on going forward.
Yeah, it's something like, I feel like the first map where it really clicked and I was like, yes, I love this new format. was Mob of the Dead,
Yeah.
where I was like, I can just get the Blundergat by doing some, it wasn't buildable, but you could still do like just some steps and get it. And I was like, yes, okay. I like that, it's you can guarantee yourself it, but you do have to put in effort
Yeah.
to get it as well. You can't just pull it for free.
Mob did a really good job with that. I know it's not Mob of the Dead episode, but like where you could get it out of the box initially, yeah?
Yeah, I believe you can, yeah.
Then
Because you can get
also-
2, can't you?
Yeah, because then you can also... But if you wanted a guaranteed one, you can always do a little Easter egg.
Yeah, it felt rewarding, and it's something they still rely on quite a lot these days, which I do really like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think either building it yourself or doing a little quest to get the wonder weapon is definitely the best way to give players a wonder weapon, especially if it's one that's tied to the Easter egg.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's like I say, as long as you have to work for it in some capacity, I think it's fine. Because, like I said, there's like, I know again we're not talking about Mob of the Dead specifically, but there is like a process that you need to get like the retriever first.
Yeah.
By doing like all the dogs and then get the skulls. So it's not like something you can do in the first 5 rounds either.
No.
You do still have to put in some legwork for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's crack on quick fire through these last few things, otherwise it's going to turn into another 5-hour epic. One of the last things that have come to our mind...
But TranZit is just dripping with content.
It is, though. That's the worst thing, because like one of
I know.
the other things that... I know this also applies to Nuketown, but one of the other things that these launch maps introduced, which would then become a staple going forward, was double Pack-a-Punch.
Yes, yeah, that was certainly an interesting feature. All it does is swap the attachments around, doesn't it?
Yeah, which is kind of cool. Although when you when you get a silencer for the DSR and you're like, what on earth does this actually do?
Yeah, you have to Pack-a-Punch it like 50 times to get rid of the scope.
Absolutely.
You're like, just go away.
Yeah. But I honestly, not that I double pap really at all in Black Ops 2, but I really appreciate that this was kind of the first game where it was introduced.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think it's a really cool feature, and was I guess the precedent for us getting ammo types.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is really cool.
That's literally just about to go on and say, like, we would obviously see this evolve, have a little rough patch, but then get better as the mode grows.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to think back when I first started playing it, like I think it was the what's it called? The Magnum that you like.
The Executioner?
Yeah, that's the one. I used to think that every pack gave it more damage, so I would just sit there and cycle it over and over and over and over and over, wasting all my money thinking I'm getting more powerful with each one, not realising it's just taking the attachment on and off.
Love it. Yeah, I think...
Then I tried it and I was like, oh, it's not that much better.
I believe the Python is the only one that I actually bother to double packing, because you can get the speed reloader on it.
Oh, right, okay. I might have to try that. I don't think I've ever really used the double pap for too many guns on it.
Yeah. But it's nice to, as I said, it's nice to know where the feature got its origins from.
Yeah, absolutely.
It
and
felt,
it's quite cheap as well.
Yeah,
which is always
exactly.
nice.
And it felt like the next kind of natural progression for upgrading your weapons.
Yeah. Before we'd eventually get actual weapon kits in Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good half step. I think, like, I know we haven't quite got to the conclusion yet, but I do think it was TranZit itself is a really good stepping stone for a lot of features we take for granted nowadays.
For real. Like, when I was putting this together, I was thinking, oh, TranZit actually introduced quite a lot of the, like, rough as they are, introduced quite a lot of the core features that would go forward.
Yeah, it really is very intuitive as a map. Like, design-wise. There is certainly a lot here that was definitely worth carrying over. It wasn't like, it was a complete failure, like I'd say, like some people make it out to be.
Yeah. Right, just to kind of wrap up the last couple of things in mechanics and gameplay. So, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is the first and only map where players can turn off power. Main power specifically.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I know in
I could be
Z
wrong.
that you can lose power, like the little power generators, but
Yeah.
in terms of
Yeah, I think it's the only one where you can turn off a main power switch, yeah.
Which, other than outside the Easter egg, doesn't really have any other function.
Yeah.
And then just the last kind of things that we want to talk about. So obviously you've got lava acting as a hazard throughout the map, and then we got our 5 kind of areas. Which is your favorite? Some of your favorite areas to go around the map?
None of them. No, I'm joking.
Wow. Okay.
No, I don't know. Honestly, this is actually kind of a tough one. Like,
When you hear TranZit, what is the area that comes to mind first?
I want to say like town or something, but there's so many drawbacks to town, like the fact that there's no wall buys or anything in that area like that.
Yeah.
So it makes it impossible. Like, a place I used to camp was actually the tunnel.
Okay.
I don't do that so much now, but then again, I haven't played TranZit like seriously in years, so I wouldn't really know. I did try farm once, like the point where the bus pulls in when it's not there. That's not too bad. I've got to be honest though, none of the areas really stick out to me as somewhere that I'd want to be over playing any other map in the series.
Fair enough.
Pretty much wherever I end up. Honestly, the bus, probably.
That's fair.
What about you?
So the area that kind of, if you told me to think of an area off the top of my head when you say like TranZit, the one that springs to mind for me is Diner.
Yeah.
It might just be because Diner appears like all the time in any kind of promotional art,
Yeah.
when you're talking about TranZit, it's always the diner and such. But I mean, I like to train around the area where you can open the garage or the barn, and to get the upgrade piece, because that's quite a nice training little circle.
Yeah.
Just outside that area, and you've also got the town skip there. So if I need to go to town for whatever reason, I can always like hop across.
Yeah, that's true.
I think like just seeing the neon lighting of the diner and like the roof and just, I don't know, something like, I think the diner is like the area that kind of screams TranZit the most.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Like you say, it's all of this show whenever they show anything to do with TranZit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely the most iconic area.
And it was nice to kind of see Nacta and Toten appear again.
Yeah, I agree. Even if you can't access all of it here, it's just the first starting room, isn't it? I don't think you can go to the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool though, seeing it like all in ruins like that. God, Nacta's been all over.
I honestly, like, we've had so many different versions of Nact throughout the series. I think it's like, what?
Yeah.
Maybe different versions of Nact.
Aye, something like that, yeah. Nope.
Alright, well, we've beaten around the bush long enough about it. That kind of wraps up that topic. So let's move on to Easter eggs. And the main Easter egg being Tower of Babel, which, so TranZit's the first map to feature two sides to an Easter egg. Which we'd then see later on in things like Mob of the Dead, and even as late as maps like Reckoning.
Yeah. It was cool to see it back then, but or with Reckoning. But it was like such a pointless exercise. Like, it's obvious from Black Ops 7 that we're not going to follow up on that at any point soon. So, what a waste of time that was. But here, yeah, it was a really novel idea, I thought.
Yeah.
It was always funny because I don't know if it was like this for you, but my friend group was split on who they wanted to support, so I was constantly having to flip-flop on sides. I wanted to do Richtofen.
Yeah.
100%. That's where I was committed to, but they were like, but Maxis is probably more canon, and I hate that they were right.
I believe.
Ugh.
I believe. So obviously, you have for those who don't know, like, yeah, you can choose to do the Richtofen side or Maxis side of the Easter egg. I believe I read somewhere that Treyarch basically they made Maxis' side canon because that was completed first.
Right.
I don't
Makes
know
sense.
how true that is because I think it would also make sense, like, narratively for Maxis' side to be done, but
Yeah.
how they went, like, built the timeline and all of that. So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. I imagine that since, the multiverse and that is canon to zombies, or was, they're probably both canon somewhere.
Oh yeah, for real. So you obviously and my friendship group also did Richtofen's side. Yeah. So do you prefer Richtofen's side or Max's side? For all 3 steps. That one is.
For this one, I know we've only done it not that long ago, but I already struggled to recall which side does which. I know that Maxis is the one that requires the Avogadro, so I'm going to go with Richtofen purely on that.
That's fair.
Because you do not need the EMPs for it. At least I
Yeah.
don't think you do.
No, I think
I could be
Richtofen's
misremembering.
side, all you need to do is basically build the jet gun, shoot it underneath the pylon until it
Kill
explodes,
zombies, yeah.
and then blow up a bunch of zombies, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Max's side, you need to get 4. Is it? Each player needs to get an EMP, don't they?
I don't know if it's every player. I think as long as you have 2 players with it. I think we did everyone just to make sure that we get it right.
So you need to get EMPs, but you need to kill the Avogadro under the pylon. So you need to turn on power, turn it off, kill an Avogadro under the pylon, and then you need to basically EMP 4 light lampshades, don't you?
From what I remember, I think you have to kill him underneath the thing with the EMPs, as we said.
Oh, okay.
But I think the turbines have to be down as well. 2 of them.
Yeah.
But if they turn off, it's screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how are you supposed to EMP him underneath the pylon,
Yeah.
but not turn the fans off that are underneath the pylon? Oh, this is why I hate Max's thing, and he takes like 2 years to show up as well. At least Richtofen's is like, I mean, I'm not going to use the word good, but at least Richtofen's side is painless. The only pain in it is building the jet gun, but that's whatever.
You only use it for that one time.
Yeah, exactly. It's enough to shrug it off, but Maxis has you playing the entire match without Jug. Or any perk for that matter.
Yeah.
And then having to get Avogadro under the pylon, kill him without turning off the fans, with all the zombies running around without Jug. It's, ugh.
At least
I've always-
Max's side is mercifully short.
Yes, that is true. I mean, they're not both around about the same length, to be honest.
I think Richtofen has a couple more extra steps than Max's is, but they're roughly
Right.
about the same. I think. Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that it has extra steps, considering the Easter egg is so short.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that would, like, the length of that compared to Moon is ridiculous. Both sides are extremely short. And that's true for both.
Yeah.
Like, well, the rest of the Victus maps, pretty much. Apart from Buried. Buried is the only one I'd say felt like a full-length Easter egg.
Oh, for real. Yeah.
But
Buried.
Die Rise, again, was over in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Apparently, I didn't know this before, but apparently in Die Rise, the Mahjong tiles, they spawn as soon as you spawn. So you can go around the map and, like, as you travel,
All right.
like, make note of them.
Yeah.
So
I know that there's like a bunch of like cut quotes and that from TranZit, from like Richtofen and stuff, that suggest there's meant to be more steps.
yeah,
But obviously the map's unfinished, so we never really got those.
yeah, and that kind of makes sense as to why both sides are really short, because obviously they had a lot more planned.
Yeah. I really wish we could almost like peep into like an alternate reality where we could see what TranZit looked like finished.
Yeah, it's such a shame that
Certainly
they'll
be
never
interesting.
actually kind of. I low-key wish that TranZit was remade for Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Just so, and we did get that kind of Chronicles 2.0, but they'd realized, like, they realized TranZit for what it actually was. Like, they made a fully realized TranZit, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe someday, though, considering Ash's skirts the idea of actually being TranZit, we may yet still get a proper faithful TranZit remake at some point.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, the Easter eggs neither here nor there, to be honest. They're not great. I personally probably wouldn't go out of my way to do the Easter eggs. Like, now that I've done them recently.
Yeah, they're definitely throwaway ones. Like, you do it once and you probably never want to do them again. Like,
Exactly, and it's not like there's any kind of like big storytelling points in there.
yeah, exactly. Like, nothing really happens here. We turn on the pylon for either Richtofen or Maxis, they thank us for it, and that's it.
Yeah, that's
Back
after
to business
Rick
as
Toppin
usual.
held a bunch of abuse at Studinger.
True.
The one thing I say, it's not the one thing. One of the things that TranZit and most of the Victus maps does introduce TranZit hints at a wider super Easter egg, and then the rest of the Victus maps does confirm that there is a wider super Easter egg within Black Ops 2 through the use of the nav card tables, and I think this is our kind of first introduction of super Easter eggs, or into where maps would connect to a bigger thing.
Yeah, I suppose Moon would count, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, this one is. I think that kind of takes it. Moons is more of a like you need these extra bits to actually complete the Easter egg, whereas this has a kind of wider thing where you actually get a bigger reward if you've done all of the other ones.
True. I suppose, again, that is kind of true of Moon, because you get all the perks for every player if you manage to complete the full thing, instead of just the first half.
Yeah, I guess so.
But there's another buildable for you, the nav card table.
Yeah, that's true.
Again, just another
every single one of the Victor's maps.
another slog there, but at least that one's once it's built once, you never have to build it again in that particular match.
Yeah, and the reason I say hints at a wider super Easter egg is because at time of launch, the nav card that is found within TranZit would not go into the nav card reader.
Yeah,
And it wasn't until Die Rise came out where you could put Die Rise, the TranZit one, into Die Rise, that people were like, oh, this is actually part of something bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was a really cool feature. Definitely, again, setting up the infrastructure for Black Ops 3 with its ending and all the rewards associated with that.
Yeah,
so it was a pretty cool thing.
Which super Easter egg do you prefer? Like, and also way to unlock super Easter egg do you prefer? Like, do you prefer Black Ops 2's nav card method to unlock, and then to unlock the end games, or do you prefer Black Ops 3's gate worms to get the RK5?
I mean, the rewards certainly wasn't worth it, but I feel like the nav cards are just an extra annoying step. like having to come back to the map. Like when we had to do it for the footage, we had to come back and do it on solo just to put the nav cards in. Because once one player puts it in, you're buggered pretty much, and you can't use that table again for the rest of that match. So
Yeah.
you have to go and do it again in another match on solo. And speaking of which, we didn't really mention it here, but it's probably worth talking about how much of a pain it was to try and set this lobby up. Because once you've started the Easter egg, if everyone has the same side, you can't. Or everyone has mixed sides, you can't do either side of the Easter egg. So we had to basically invite each other like halfway through the match.
Yeah.
The players that were on one side. And that was so annoying to deal with.
It was cool to see, like, on your kind of main menu, because obviously it's a globe, like, which side of the Easter egg you've done.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, did it not create problems for people trying to do the Easter egg.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I did think it was cool if you entered a lobby where someone had done the other side and, like, the pylon would glow both colours.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty cool sight to see.
I think, I think in that regard, I prefer Black Ops 3's gate worms to keep track of the super Easter egg, because then you didn't need to rely on the different colours of who you'd done, because then a simple fix would be that the colours would switch.
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
did the other person's Easter egg.
Yeah. I mean, they did eventually, like, for this issue, they did eventually include, like, a hard reset button in Buried, but it required you to do all three before you could press said reset button.
Yeah.
Something we'll get to eventually.
Yep.
I'm sure.
Right. Well, unless you've got anything else to kind of say about the super Easter egg or the Easter egg in general,
Not particularly. I think we've pretty much touched all the bases on that one.
Cool. Just a couple little side Easter eggs. So, the DSR scope reflects the map as it was before the events have moved, which is cool.
I did not know that.
Ah, there you go. And I haven't mentioned it here, but the neon lights in the diner spell out "Now Die."
Yes, classic.
Which is cool. I can't really think of any other side Easter eggs in this map.
It's not so much an Easter egg, but I think, or a proper Easter egg in that sense. But it's, I believe, the laughter in the cornfield is a reference to a film. I think it's like Children of the Corn or something.
Cool.
I'm sure there's probably more. It's like small references like that throughout the map.
Yeah.
They loved their little things like that back then.
Yeah, but nothing worth kind of covering here.
Yeah, and I'd have to look at the trivia section.
Yeah. Alright, let's quickly go over the survival maps. So, we've got Bus Depot, Farm, and Town. I, for one, probably spent more in Town than I did in TranZit or Nuketown Zombies.
Yeah, I'll give them this. I like that they all had their own gimmick. Like, you know, Bus Depot was basically like hard mode, like bare bones, Nectar and Totem-esque survival. Farm gives you your perks, but no pack-a-punch, which I also thought was pretty cool. And then Town just gives you everything, which is probably why it's often renowned as the best survival map of the bunch.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes most of the ick out of TranZit and just gives us mostly the good stuff. I say mostly because the lava is a nightmare in Town and exploding zombies are the worst.
Yeah, that's one thing.
But sadly, there's no getting rid of those. Yeah.
Yeah, lava makes zombies explode, which really is just ass.
Yeah, especially if you're like in an area where there's not much space and you can't get out before they do, so you're pretty much buggered.
Yeah. Do you... Obviously, like, TranZit is of the size to warrant having survival maps, but do you think... Would you have liked to see... I know Ashes has survival maps as well, and other non-Treyarch titles do. But would you have liked to see more survival maps, like, in future?
like the idea of them cutting down a major map and doing that.
Yeah. So I mean, like for example, in Grief, in the Grief mode that appears in the other maps, you got like Cell Block or is it like Downtown Buried or something? I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like, would you have liked to have seen something a bit more of that, where like they had like only certain areas of the map where you could play around?
The kit kind of did do it recently with, I know you said about Black Ops 7, but they added Mars from Astra Malorum as a survival map as well. So
Okay.
it shows that they're not above, just taking stuff from even smaller maps and putting them out as survival maps.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's something that they're doing that isn't taking too much time away from the proper experiences,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it would be things like just areas of the map that are cut out, basically. So it's all there. You just basically got to block off a couple of exits. So, like, imagine, for example, you could only run around the church and the Undercroft in Horizon Truck.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You could only run around the burial mound area in not the underground, but like the above ground burial area of Origins.
Yeah, I get what you're going for. I'm just not sure if I'd pick that experience over playing it properly.
No. I'm not saying like one or the other, or like that you'd have to. Would you at least like it available alongside the main experience?
I don't think I'd be crazy about it personally. Like I say, I think it's something I'd maybe try once.
That's fair.
And never touch again. I only do it with Ashes on Black Ops 7 because it's such a big map anyway that sometimes you don't want that big experience. Yeah. But I feel like with more standard size maps, I don't think it's really necessary. I don't know. I think they'd have to do something with it to make it different from the main map experience for me to want to try it.
Yeah.
But that would obviously require more effort than they'd be willing to put in to cut off part of the map. Mm-hmm. And just sell it back to you. Well, not sell it back to you, but give it back to you. Like, I mean, if they were included, if we're talking like the Black Ops 3 marketing and how they handled DLC back then, if it was included with Horizon Drac and not something you had to pay extra for,
yeah,
sure, fair enough. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't engage with it much, but
yeah,
I'd still give it a go.
I think one of the best maps that it could have worked for is Revelations. Although,
yeah,
with the release of Chronicles, it kind of makes the Shang and Nacta and Toten area a bit moot.
Yeah, true.
The Origins, but yeah, I don't know. Just kind of thought. Do you have anything else to say about survival maps? Because they're really much just smaller versions of. Well, they're just the same as they are in, like, physically the same as they are in the main TranZit.
Yeah, that's true. Not particularly, no. I guess if there's anything worth noting, they brought the CIA and CDC back from Nuketown for this one.
Yep, and the dogs.
For these survival maps. And the dogs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, they're only an optional toggle here.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we never really touched on custom games, but they're very surface level, aren't they? Pretty much.
Yeah, I didn't really think it warranted its own kind of topic, but like you can kind of adjust your custom game. It's very surface level.
Yeah.
You can adjust like what round you start on, how many points you have, and whether dogs come in or not. And wasn't there a hard and easy mode?
Yes, there was. Yeah.
I just don't think, and this is true for like Black Ops 4 with their mutations and like any other kind of. I don't know if any of the model zombies does it, but like I just don't think toggling the options works in zombies.
I appreciate it for content. Like, I think it's a really good way to be able to jump into a map and just get footage. But from a gameplay standpoint, I didn't engage with it too much. I don't know why, because I think the idea is solid, like shotguns only or something like that. It sets precedent for really fun challenges.
Yeah.
But I just never found myself engaging with it.
I think if you got things, if only you could access like Easter eggs and side Easter eggs, I think that would kind of maybe change my stance on it a bit. But it just, I think I'd rather play the main map as is.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on the Easter eggs front. If they had Easter eggs, it would be infinitely better.
Yeah.
I would like maybe a mode, them to introduce a mode that's maybe like kind of like the same as that, where you get like a thing of like shotguns only or something. But it's random what you get each round or something. I think that could be pretty fun.
Yeah.
And like I say, obviously the Easter eggs would work during it as well.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to our next one, which ties into the survival maps, I guess. Game modes. So, we'll briefly just mention there was the only game mode I know of that was cut was one called Meat, which basically had players tossing a bit of meat over a barrier, which would cause zombies to attack whichever side had the meat.
So zombie volleyball, basically.
Basically, yeah. I think there were a couple of other modes, but I can't remember what they are.
I'll actually give a shout out to another channel here. That was awesome, I think they're called. It was the person that I was watching where I was talking about all that cut content from like Shadows of Evil. Yeah, so like one of the videos that I do remember seeing is do you remember, I assume you've seen it. You know that severed head for Richter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was that game mode, I think, where you had to like throw him into like a hoop, like zombie basketball or something. And there's actually footage of it over on that channel. I'll send it your way if you're interested in seeing it. It was like a pre-alpha build, I believe, of the game that got put out somewhere. It's really cool stuff. Like I say, I'd recommend checking out the channel if you're interested in seeing more of that sort of thing, because there's really a lot of stuff in there. But yeah, beyond that, are you wanting to go into grief?
Yeah. So how did you? That was the main kind of. Well, the only mode for the longest time, because then Turn would be released when Die Rise came out. But Grief, what did you tell me about your Grief, Josh? What did you think about it?
Grief was fine. Like I never had any like long-lasting impressions from it or anything. I've always seen it as just a fun little distraction from, the horrors of TranZit, let's say, as you put it.
Yeah.
It has some fun little gimmicks, like throwing the meat at each other, which make of that statement what you will. But
slap your meat in their face.
Yeah, it was a fine mode. Like I've said though, I've never been much of a PvP player, so a lot of the appeal was kind of lost on me. I often find myself getting salty at it.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say it was like true PvP. It was like trying to just out-survive the other people while trolling their chances.
Yeah, it's like I hated getting trolled in the main game when people would just do it like, throwing grenades at your windows and that. I was like, I don't need a mode dedicated to doing this as well.
Yeah.
But that's what we got. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying, like, it's always fun when you're just like waiting at a ledge or something, and your teammates just come up to you and just knife you to push you back a bit, and you're just seeing butterflies just fall off the edge.
Yeah, I loved the butterflies. That was such a fun detail.
It's always no end of fun to watch, like the opposing team get a ray gun and toss an EMP.
Yes. Yes. I'll tell you what I did enjoy though. When you were being like bullied, let's say, by like two people trying to knife you into the corner to get you put down. and then they would get put down by the zombies coming up behind them.
Yeah.
And you got away. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Best feeling ever.
That's so funny.
Grief, best mode ever. I've
Yeah.
said it.
And when they, I was
Oh,
going to say, like, when they announced, like, Black Ops 6 Grief, I was kind of interested, but then I read like, the changes they'd done to it and such. I was like, it's kind of not really for me. I never actually gave it a chance, to be honest, to play it and played it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's totally fair. Like I say, I played a few games on it, and it was okay. I didn't have any big issues with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still had all the fun of regular Grief. What killed it for me, and the
yeah.
reason I never went back to it, is because who decided? Oh well, we know who decided why Gobblegums would be active during Grief.
Yeah.
Get out! I'm not paying for your fucking Gobblegums. For crying out loud, piss off! You will never get a penny out of me for a Gobblegum. Ever.
Skins, on the other hand.
I will never pay for consumable items in games. You can bugger right off with that. I will not be manipulated. This kind of, I could go off on a tangent here. This kind of goes into how I feel about a lot of Black Ops 7's bosses. Yeah. I feel like, well, as you know, the only one we've dealt with so far, it feels just obnoxiously hard to force you to fork out your wallet to get money out to buy Gobblegums so you can win it.
Exactly.
Ugh. It's difficult for the sake of being difficult. And I hate that that's what Zombies is gradually becoming.
Tailored to
something that's just hard for the sake. Yeah.
Yep.
I liked it, and it was much better in Black Ops 3, where they had Gobblegums, but they were never pretty much a requirement like they are with Black Ops 7.
No, like Black Ops 3's boss fights with Gobblegums is just laughably easy. It's just easy mode, but you don't have to have them to play the rest of the game.
Exactly, but good luck doing any of Black Ops 7's without Gobblegums.
Yeah. Yeah, consumables. What can you do? Yeah, I mean, Grief, fun mode. I had a great time with it. Didn't replay any of the other maps with Grief though. But I think a lot of people think very fondly back on that mode.
Yeah.
And then we got the often overlooked younger brother of Grief, which is Turned. Did you play much Turned?
I think I've literally played single digits worth of matches of it. I played it once or twice and never touched it again.
I think it's the closest.
It wasn't my cup of
Yeah,
tea.
it's the closest thing we came to gun game in Zombies.
Oh, don't. You're going to drag this on for another 20 minutes of me talking about how much I want them to add gun game into Zombies, but they never do it. They never do it. It's the only mod on the PC version of Black Ops 3 that I play consistently because I just love doing it. It's never coming to Zombies, and I hate them for it. Why? It's practically tailor-made for Zombies. Like, ugh.
But how would your Gobblegums affect it?
Oh, who gives a shit about the bloody Gobblegums? You know what they need to do then? They need to turn them off.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud. No, it sucks.
So you got nothing much to say about Turn then?
Not really, but I just wanted to like end on this final note. Like, I know you haven't really played much of Black Ops 3's like custom zombies and that, but you can probably imagine how much fun it is to play like proper gun game on like Origins or something.
For real.
Trying to go moment to moment with and using all the rubbish guns, all the good ones. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It sucks that they won't implement it into modern Zombies. Maybe someday.
Well, until then, Turned was the closest we ever got to getting gun game into Zombies. Unfortunately, the lobbies are dead now. There's no playing it, which sucks, especially considering there's
shit. Does that mean I can boost the achievement on it? I haven't got yet. We'll just jump into a match later on, and
I think you need a minimum of certain amount of players. So We might need to,
Oh,
we
dear.
might need to get Trico and Oscar on to that to get your achievements. I legitimately got my achievements on turned. Thank you very much.
Now, we don't have lies on this
What?
podcast.
There's no lie. There is no lie.
I'm joking.
I played Turned when it first came out, and I legitimately got both of my achievements. So you can take your lies and shove them where the sun don't shine.
I never played it enough to get the achievement. I didn't care for it. I tried it like once or twice and was like,
Yeah, no, it's fair. For those of you,
Is it on? Is it on Buried?
I think it's only Diner.
Only
Yeah,
Diner.
I think so.
Right.
For those of you who have not had the pleasure of playing Turned, basically it's a 4-player lobby. One player gets turned into a zombie, and they have to go around and kill another player who then they get turned into a zombie, while the person who was a zombie goes to human. The way you win Turned is so this is where the gun game element comes in. You start off with I think like an LMG or something, and you work your way all the way down to, I think it is a ballistic knife.
Oh God!
And you have to, and the winner is the one who clears their gun roster. There's gimmicks in it though, so you can get like power-ups. So like you could get a monkey bomb power-up, which creates a decoy and can distract the zombie player. It's the only time outside of modding the game where you'd be able to actually see the zombies' weapons, brains, legit.
Yeah, brains. I love brains. Such a good goofy weapon.
And that's all there is to it. I never really kind of caught on, I don't think. Which is...
Oh, I've got some horrible news for you, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I suppose it's good news, really, because it was probably cut. In the game files for TranZit, there was a first-person view hands model of denizens.
Oh, no.
So you may have been able to play as a denizen at one point, but...
no. No, thank you.
Could you imagine?
No, thank you. I have...
Sorry, what were you saying?
I have a feeling Turned only came out with Die Rise because you couldn't make any grief mode with Die Rise.
True. Yeah, that would make sense.
So they needed something.
I don't know why, because with the 2 rooftops, they could have really made that work.
Yeah. So...
Oh, well.
Yeah. Right, let's try and keep this... I doubt this will be kept under 3 hours, but hey-ho. Let's go... Unless you had anything else to say about the game modes, let's move on.
No, I think there is obviously, like you said, a couple more modes, but I cannot for the life of me remember what the other ones are, besides the throwing the head around into baskets.
Yeah, a bunch of cut modes. Right.
Yeah.
As always, our favourite topic, music, or not so favourite topic this time around.
Oh, yeah. Right, so for this one we have the first song featuring Clark S. Nova, Carrion.
Yay.
Oh boy. What a note to start on. Carry On is one of the few songs where I'm like, ooh, I don't actually want to listen to this one too often.
Yeah, not to be confused with Carry On by Avenged Sevenfold, which was used in the trailer.
And, interestingly, was present in TranZit at one point, and they removed it in favour of this one.
Yeah, so...
Oh boy.
Like, at launch, you could play Carry On, and the Skrillex one, and I cannot remember what that's called.
Nor can I. That is so weird to me to think that it was... Like, we always talk about this, like, you know, it's like long lost history, but no, it actually made it to the retail release.
Yeah, I mean, it's quickly patched out.
Which I think is fascinating. Yeah, like, the only thing I could think of was it a trailer song, did you say, for the
So,
campaign?
The Skrillex one is used in a campaign level. It's basically just you go into a club and it's playing in the background. Carry On by Avenged Sevenfold is obviously used at the end of the game as well as in the trailer for TranZit.
Yeah, the TranZit
and then obviously Carry On. So all three are in the game files.
Yeah, you just can't activate the other two anymore, which, I mean, I'm not huge on Skrillex, so I'm personally not mourning that loss, but the Avenged Sevenfold one is so much better than the one we got. This was the first time, I think, that Kevin came out with something, and I was like, ooh. Yeah. Ooh. This one was rough. I don't know, I often ask myself when it comes to Carry On, or say Carry On, whether would this song be good if it was sang by someone else? Because I feel like Clark gets a lot of hate for this one.
Clark is one of...
Because he does have an extremely whiny voice on that bridge. And I'm not going to hold back. He does. He did not land... He did not land this one very well.
Yeah, I think... So, obviously, we don't have Elena for probably not until, she appears in Archangel now. Clark S. Nova was introduced for the first time, and he had quite a rough first few songs, didn't he?
Yes, it's not until GK with Dead-Ended that we finally got something that was really solid.
Yeah. What would you say is your favourite of his songs?
Oh.
Mellow Macchiato.
Mellow Macchiato. I still haven't heard it, actually. Oh, God. I really like Storm.
Yeah, that's probably my favourite.
Dead-Ended as well is really good. I know you're not a big fan of this one, but I do like I Am the Well. But I will say that one part that you're talking about, I totally get where you're coming from. Yeah, it's just that
one section, and it's he's just sounding like he does in his earlier songs.
Yeah, it's clearly supposed to be more, I imagine, screamy, but it just doesn't come off that way at all.
do you think that the reason Elena wasn't in much of Black Ops 2 is because her vocal cords needed a recovery after Moon?
I don't think so. I have heard that. People toss that around like it's a legitimate rumor, but I'm like, I don't think so.
No, that's just my tinfoil hat theory. She probably she does do her own stuff, so I know that.
Didn't she also release her own album? I'm not sure if it was during the time of Black Ops 2. Maybe that's what it was.
Speaking of releases, she has released a single on her YouTube page recently.
Oh, has she?
Pretty good.
I'll have to check it out.
I can't remember what it's called. Carry On is definitely hard on the ears, and
yeah,
it
was at this point. It might well still be, actually. There's way too many songs to place another one here, but it's certainly the weakest song up to this point, without a doubt. Yeah.
It's barely made it onto my MP3 player, unlike Magic. So it's...
Yeah, Magic might take the cake now for the worst song in Zombies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. I think a lot of, it's also because Clark, people were wondering, is Clark replacing Alina? And I think a lot that's also kind of didn't serve him very well.
It's totally out of his control.
Yeah,
but,
aside from...
Communities are that.
And did you ever kind of come to a conclusion, is the song itself just bad, or is it the fact that Clark just doesn't do very well? Could it be sung by someone else?
Sorry, Kevin. I think I lean into the song.
Yeah.
Being pretty bad. I feel like that bridge wouldn't sound good with anybody. The more I think about it, just saying "carry on" over and over again with that, what's the there's probably a musical term for it, but like the descending notes over and over again. It just sounds bad. It's I don't know, but because the rest of it, at least instrumentally, is fine. Mostly, I wouldn't say it's great, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's that bridge. It's the bridge that kills it.
Yeah, it's definitely low on the list of my favourite songs.
I'll say this. It's the perfect song for TranZit. It goes hand in hand with TranZit perfectly. Do you not think? Would you give it that much at least? No map would fit TranZit. I keep saying map. No song would fit TranZit better than Carrion.
I will say this much. There is no experience like listening to Carrion while having a denizen screaming at you and ripping off your face. It's definitely
exactly.
You have to be there kind of moment.
Yeah. Carrion sounds like TranZit looks. That's how I would put it.
That's perfect. Yep. Yeah. And
I can't think of a better way to say it.
Yeah, totally agree. And on that note, let's move on. What do you think of it's not Lullaby of a Dead Man, Love Song of a Dead Man, the loading screen music? I know the one we hear in game is kind of cut off by a lot of static, but I believe Kevin posted the unstatic version.
Yes, I believe it's on it's on one of those soundtracks as well, isn't it?
Like that.
Like the volume ones.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's a nice little
yeah.
tune.
I'm not actually sure. Like, I don't know if I've heard a lot of rumors about it. I don't know if it's true. I haven't heard the original song, but I've heard it's based on an actual song. If not, it's an actual song. I think it's from Back to the Future.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Because I've seen a lot of people say it is. Some people say it isn't, and it's like inspired by it. I don't know. I don't know where it falls. I haven't heard the actual like official song properly, so perhaps not. But it's good nonetheless. I really enjoy it.
Definitely,
the full one's pretty fun to listen to.
Yeah, and definitely fits the vibe that you could have seen. It definitely fits the vibe of what the map could have been used to look like before it got all wrecked.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was nice to.
No, I totally agree.
It was nice to hear it kind of come back a bit in Alpha Omega.
Oh yeah, yeah. Isn't that where the extended version first came out?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's really good. Yeah, no complaints whatsoever.
What do you think of just kind of touching on the loading screens? What do you think of the kind of postcard loading screens of this map?
I think they're pretty cool. Is it the postcards? You know how you said that the DSR reflects images of the map before the explosion? Is it the postcard pictures?
I don't know if... No.
Or is it actually
it's
3D?
Actually kind of 3D, I think. Because like, if
Crazy,
you go around
this,
farm and like look at the scope, you can't zoom in, but if you look at the scope glint, it shows farm like all lush and green, and the diner is like all built up and nice looking. I don't know if it's just an image overlay or if it's like you know, like those weird 3D tricks that they do when you kind of zoom in and there's a whole kind of rendered thing in there.
Yeah.
I doubt it would be that.
I know.
Because, like, good God, can you imagine the stress on the hardware?
Normally what they tend to do for reflections is use something called cube maps, which is basically like obviously it's a cube, but each face is like a reflection of, like, it's a really small image, but it's normally a picture of an actual render that they've taken of the actual map, which is why I find it so interesting.
Yeah.
Because it means that they probably, if it is actually images of the map, like before, then you can not just like other multiplayer maps or something. That is really interesting because it means they actually built it.
Yeah.
before the explosion. But then again, just going back to that video of that other content, there was apparently supposed to be, like, the map itself was obviously at one point supposed to be significantly bigger.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've heard of with some of the quotes, there's like links to potential time travel during the Easter egg at some point.
Okay, no, I haven't. That would make sense then.
Yeah.
If there was, like, if they went back to before the rockets fell.
Yeah, I believe there's quotes alluding to, or code alluding to time travel at some point in the Easter egg before the rockets hit.
That's pretty cool.
So that could be why there exists cube maps of the older versions of the previous versions of them before the missiles.
Yeah.
Hit. I'm really gonna have to look into that though, because that's really got my interest. I'll check it out afterwards.
I wouldn't know. I don't know, like, how. What's the word? Like, how high quality the image would be, like, if it's just blurry or whatnot.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, that would be interesting. If you pick up anything, let us know.
I will do. If I do, I'll put it on screen.
Last but not least in the music, so we've got the Game Over music, which is the first time that we have Game Over music that does not tease the next map. I know that Nuketown Zombies and Moon don't have Game Over music, but this is the first time with like the map has its own unique Game Over music.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't mind it. Do you reckon, because this is just a tinfoil hat theory, do you think that Carry On was written last minute?
Cool, I don't know. I don't think it would be.
Because I have it. The way that it was like added in, I suppose, last minute just makes me feel like maybe it was.
What do you mean
I could be
added in
wrong.
last minute?
I thought you said that they didn't have that one in initially when they added the songs to the maps. It was the other Carry On.
No. They had all three. They had Carry On.
They had all
Carry
three,
On,
right?
And
okay.
And
it's so confusing when there's so many carry-ons.
I know. So Carry On, Carry On, and the Skrillex one. They all three were present in the game at in TranZit at launch, and you could activate them each depending on which order you activate the teddy bears in. They very quickly, I think only in a matter of days, patched that out.
Right.
So yeah,
okay.
No, I don't think Carry On by Kevin was last minute at all.
Right. Fair enough.
Sounds like it was last minute, but it weren't. Sorry, Kevin.
Can't disagree. I can't disagree with that. I've got to say.
Yeah.
Have you heard the strange internal name for this song?
No.
Dempsey Was Here.
What?
Make of that what you will. Hold on, my TV's turning off. Oh, there we go. Okay, problem solved.
All of these.
Yeah, they called it Dempsey Was Here for whatever reason.
Because why not?
Adding more credence to he's Misty's
Oh
dad
shit, I forgot about that.
theory.
So yeah, that's the theory, isn't it? Well, we might as well go into the other section here and kick off with that. I completely forgot to add that. So everyone thinks Dempsey is Misty's dad.
Yeah, like, why?
I think it's based off of her personality being very like Dempsey's, and also Dempsey saying, because obviously we didn't know what dates all of this took place back in the day.
Yeah.
So in Moon, Dempsey says when he gets the M16 wall buy, my 5-year-old would have liked one of these. And so everyone knew that Dempsey had a kid. Misty's like Dempsey. Her dad, like in her quote, she says her dad didn't survive the zombies, but that could have meant he weren't around or anything, but she just didn't know where he'd actually gone. So yeah, that's kind of where that whole theory is. I mean, obviously that's been blown out of the water now because Moon takes place 10 years after Nuketown.
Yeah.
Not
100%.
Nuketown. Well, yeah. After Moon. TranZit takes place 10 years after Moon. Good grief, I'm just going over my words here, but
That's what 3 hours of talking
I
on
know,
BG.
especially talking about TranZit. So, yeah, but it's one of those kind of. We definitely need to do like an iceberg theory of zombies at some point, because that was definitely one of the ones that appears on there.
I call it after Black Ops 4.
Yeah. So, on the other things that we've got, so speaking of theories, we might as well get this one out of the way. Bus Route B.
Oh, yes, the absolute classic. It's just so sad looking at the map from above, like with no clip, and seeing, there's nothing out there. Those extra roads go nowhere.
When
I mean, there is an argument to be made for culling. They do like to make certain areas invisible or not render them in until they're used. So there is an argument for that, but I think after all these years, that theory is washed up.
So
I think
dead in the water, where did the theory even come from?
I have no idea.
I think isn't it something to do with like the signs in the tunnel? Like mention
it's
bus
something like crossover to me, something like whatever the hell that was supposed to mean.
And people just latched on to like the signs and all of that lot, and they're like, "There's this super Easter egg that you can do to kind of get bus route B."
Yeah, like honestly, like it's such a meme now and such a joke, but it would have been so cool if it actually was a thing.
Yeah, it's such a shame Treyarch never
there's also
actually
that
kind of grabbed hold of that idea and did something with it in future.
Yeah, they should have done it in Ashes. Yeah, like there's also that other road where the bus comes in from that's like goes on for like literally miles in game, but there's just nothing at the end of it. Yeah, I could see the the idea behind it making sense, but at the same time I'm like, it's supposed to be a place that we're supposed to perceive as realistic. We can't take every road in town because obviously some of them are going to lead out of town. Just because there's a road doesn't mean that we're going to be able to use it.
Exactly. Like, I don't even know what people were expecting with Bus Route B. Like, was it meant to like lead to a whole new area or something like that? Especially considering the hardware limitations.
Exactly. Like TranZit was already struggling on modern hardware as it was, let alone having even more stuff to render in.
Honestly, I mean,
I like to think I imagine rather that people were just maybe so let down by TranZit that they were so desperately clinging on to the idea that there's more to it.
Copium.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's just straight copium.
Like, God. Oh, no, I'll save that for when we get there. But I won't go into it. I don't want to... it's way down the line.
Alright, no.
So we'll get to it.
Please tell me you're not about to say Zombie Chronicles 2. Okay.
No. But just on the note of, like, little... or fan theories and stuff like that. Do you remember the traffic light one?
Oh, I'm
sure
rings
I've
a
seen the picture of that
bell. I can't remember exactly what that
was. Or the door that, if you aim down sights at, light like flies out of the door towards the pylon or something. Like there was all sorts of Treyarchy weirdness in TranZit.
That's the perfect term, Treyarchy weirdness. Yes, that's exactly it on the head.
It's like none of it made sense. None of it in the code links to anything. It's all just there.
Never went anywhere. Like it was just
I don't
one and done kind of thing, weren't it?
If there's one thing that they're really good at for these maps and having stuff like this is that I love it when a map has like unanswered questions like this, and you can come back to it in years and think, what did that mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the crossover to me thing on the sign, I still have no idea what the hell they were trying to get at with that.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Content? Like, I feel like, in a way, like, I almost don't want to know. Because it ruins the mystery of it.
Yeah, like, I will always love having the timeline, and when that was revealed, that was amazing. And to be honest, I still probably would take it, but it did kind of take away of some of the mystery and guesswork and theory crafting from the maps in the Ether Saga.
Yeah, I do agree, yeah.
And that's kind of why I have a bit of a problem with modern zombies. Like, Intel system is like, you're spoon feeding us information here that, like, there's no room for theory crafting.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's as much... Like, back in old zombies, like we mentioned it before, like, half of the story was the community putting in ideas, and then they would... Obviously, they had their own ideas of what they wanted to do with it and where they wanted to take it.
Yeah.
They would take certain bits of input and put that in, and it felt like, you know, the community and the developers were working together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
to make something that was
I was going to say, like, a classic example that's my favorite is nobody knew what the scientific group that did the Ascension program was, like that Gershon Jerry were part of, and so everyone just kept calling it the Ascension group. And it was only, and like in Black Ops 4, then they made that canon. They called it the Ascension, and well, no, it wasn't in Black Ops 4. It was the timeline that they made that canon and called it the Ascension.
Yeah,
group.
I think you're
so
right. Yeah.
That was something that the community kind of made up and they ran with.
Yeah, absolutely. Like nowadays, I feel like, you know, well, I wouldn't even say nowadays. I feel like ever since Jason Blundell took over, it was like it's my way or the highway. Mm-hmm. You know, my vision, I know what story I want to tell.
Yeah.
And that's that. Which is fine, you know. I'm not saying that his maps are bad. Obviously they're not. But it did lose, I feel like, a bit of that community-driven aspect that they used to have.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's kind of a double-edged sword, really, because you can either have what Jimmy Zielinski had, where it was an organic growing of the story with the community, but you kind of lost the direction of that kind of story, and it spawned so many kind of like dead ends and loose ends, and was spiraling into a bit of a mess. Or on the other hand, you could have Jason Blundell's narrative of, or Jason Blundell's like narrative-driven like story, which is very structured, but it loses that community kind of involvement. But you get the quality of a good story.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like a blend of both might be the best way forward, you know what I mean? Have an idea of where you want to take it, but also, like, if stuff comes up and you're like, oh, that's actually quite a good idea, there's no shame in adding it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Surely there's got to be something that someone's come out with in the last couple of years that they read and were like, oh, that could work.
Yeah. Be inspired by the community, but like don't like hinge half your story on it, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a balance to be struck with it. Who would have thought we'd have gotten to this topic on TranZit?
I know, right? Right, let's kind of try and bring things into land here. So the only thing I've got on other is the trailer. Do you remember watching the trailer for the first time?
I do, yeah. I always remember the wheels on the bus.
Yeah.
At the start, had me jumping for joy.
Honestly, it's such a good trailer, even in kind of hindsight of seeing the map as it is. Like, it's so... It really sells, like, the post-apocalypse survival that the map... theme that the map was going for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that. It's crazy how well it lands it. It was also really, like, impressive that they managed to take a map like TranZit and marketing it and make it look good. Like, that's the power of marketing, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my, like, favourite moments in that trailer is where the zombies kind of, like, eyes are, like, looking in the screen or something, and it transitions to the bus headlights.
Yes,
So
yes, I do
well,
remember
like the
that.
cinematography is so well done there.
It really was, yeah. And I loved like the kind of Indiana Jones-esque map that they had showing like all the stops, like the diner and that.
Yeah,
That was really
yeah,
cool.
that was really cool. And then at the very end,
And of course it had...
no,
Oh,
no,
go on.
you first.
I was just going to say, and of course it had Carry On as well, so not that
Avenged
one.
Sevenfold.
Carry On.
One, yeah.
Yeah. So it was just a banger all
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
What were you saying about
Oh,
it?
then at the end you got that little teaser of the jet gun.
Yeah, oh boy.
Oh, how they set
Maybe
our
that's why the
hopes
trailer
up.
was so good. Maybe that's why the trailer was so good, because it didn't show the jet gun in action.
Or the denizens, for that matter.
Yeah, that's interesting that they didn't show the denizens.
Just kept the best bits.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely one of the best trailers we got.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Cool.
All right, are you ready to move on to final
Yeah,
thoughts?
so let's wrap our final thoughts up on TranZit. So you take us away.
Aye, so did I come away from this like you did with Nuketown and feel a bit more positive about it? Yes, I suppose. A bit. There's still obviously a lot that we ranted about here that I still feel is definitely the case for a lot of things, like buildables, pack-a-punch, all those processes, the Tesla coil trap, all that sort of thing. The denizens, the Avogadro. It's all a bit mid, I still think. But I will say I felt like seeing how many things it's inspired, like, you know, in the future, and all the stuff that like we got from this that's been expanded upon. I think it does deserve maybe a bit more credit than I initially gave it from the out. I think it's an important thing to be able to say, you know, maybe I got something wrong here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I was part of the blind hate brigade, but
That Thanos meme, perhaps I treated you too harshly.
perhaps. I mean, I look at TranZit. Like, I've got to be honest with myself here, and I look at TranZit, and then I look at Paradox Junction, and I'm like, which would I rather play? TranZit. And I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
I would rather play TranZit than Paradox Junction. So, overall, yeah, I think I feel a bit more positively about it than I did. Maybe I just, like I say, it's one of those ones I think that you need to sit back and, like, you know, appreciate how much it inspired what we have now, and look at it more as a stepping stone, I suppose, than an actual map. But I do also understand that, you know, as a launch map for Black Ops 2, it wasn't the best offering.
Yeah.
It still isn't the best offering.
Yeah.
But there is fun to be had with it, I'd say. What about you?
Yeah, I think I can appreciate TranZit for setting up some of the staples that we would see in the series going forward.
Yeah.
And I appreciate TranZit for what it is. I think it has some glaring issues as we've ranted and raved about. But I can't deny the fun that I have had on TranZit in the past, and I think I'll go back to what I said, like, towards the top of my initial thoughts. I haven't ever left a game of TranZit feeling miserable as I have in some future maps.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
fair.
it definitely sets up things going forward and is an important step going forward. But yeah, that's what it is. I appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah. Like, I know we don't normally give, like, numeric scores on this, but where would you place it?
Maybe 4 at the lowest, maybe 5.5 at the highest.
Yeah, I would totally agree with
Yeah.
that. I'm curious about where it'll land on the ranking when we finish this season.
Yes. Well, we'll get there eventually. As is becoming our trademark quote there. All right.
I know.
Well, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I think that pretty much covers it.
Okie dokie. Well, next episode we are going to take a great leap forward and discuss the dizzying heights of Die Rise. And then the episode after that will take flight over to Alcatraz Island and discuss the fan favourite map, Mob of the Dead. As always, like, share and subscribe and ring the bell. And I'll hand over to Josh for the closing comments.
Alright, so again, reiterating, because I feel like I have to do this now. I have a legal obligation to tell you that I cannot put stuff in the description. Because YouTube is age verifying my channel, so because I refuse to give them a photograph. Too much hassle. Like, I don't want all these companies having my bloody photograph. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, no, don't make it political. Don't make it political. Yeah, so again, if you want any of the links, you'll have to check the About section on the main channel, because obviously we're not allowed to do links at the minute on the description. You can check some of the previous episodes for like links to those ones. I believe those are still up. The older videos still have links, I think. And we'd also like to know what your thoughts on TranZit are, and you can tell us over on Discord and that if you, again, check the About section. And I think that's about it. And we should probably, what was it we do next time? Die Rise? So, yeah, we'll see you then. Alright. See ya.
Bye.